53, 1089 AM, Talk Radio.
Am I coming out nice and clear on the old airways?
Are you coming out? I don't know. The lightning round to start us off. How about I think? Hello?
I think we're all totally insane.
Completely mad.
Oh, I think I'm going to go to sleep.
Hello?
I think I'm first off radio television.
Good for you, sir or madam. Let's check. Sir or madam?
Miss.
Miss, okay. Neither of the above. And in betweeny. Hello?
I think you're gorgeous.
What?
Now, how would you know? I look like the back end of a horse, madam.
I think, therefore, I'm pink, therefore I'm spun. How do you? Only inquiry. Anybody else, I believe?
There's a man calling from the drunk tank. He made his first call to me. Nice to hear you back. Don't have to take the pills anymore. It was a song by Leonard Cohen. Thanks a lot, Len.
1089 AM, Talk Radio. Nick Abbott on Talk Radio.
Okay, so the first topic this evening will be what's the reason that Ian has taken the next couple of days off? What's the reason that he gave? And what's the actual reason? That'll be the topic for the next, well, let's see if we can stretch this out to the next, 4 or 5 hours. But it doesn't last that long now. So many changes since I was here last. We've got fancy electronics. The studio's in color now. Still brown Hessian on the walls, but apart from that, beautiful. And so the number is 0500 1053 89. Almost sounded like I remember that right off the top of my head. And the fax is 0541 59 69 79. I'm Nick Abbott, and if you've ever heard me before, then you will know that I don't do topics, so the first 3 or 4 minutes could be hesitant, to say the least, because there isn't anybody next door at all. It's a completely solo show. I'm doing it on my own, and not for the first time this week, as a matter of fact. So it's 0500 1053 89. Thanks a lot, James. I'll be telling you what's coming up later on in the day, just as soon as somebody tells me. Because I haven't been here for, 4 or 5 months now. And it is a new system, so it might sound a little faltering because I've never seen this before. When it says line, okay. All right, well, I'll just try Mark in
Not yet.
Leeds. Not yet.
When it says hold in red.
Yeah, when it says hold in red, then I can do it. Okay. So like I said, I'm completely on my own here. Mark in Leeds. Okay, now what have I done wrong?
Is your fader up?
Is my fader up? Does that mean down?
Up that way.
Up towards me?
Towards me.
Towards you? Yes. Good start.
Press 2.
That means it's flashing red?
Yeah. Did you press it again?
Press it now.
There you go.
Yeah, you're on air. Oh, bingo.
You've done it.
Yeah, and you're on air too.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Nick, I used to listen to you on a different radio station, and you were great.
Well...
and you just disappeared.
Yeah, disparu, like a South American dictator.
And now you're back.
That old one. Yeah, using all the same jokes I used to use.
And it's great. That's all.
That's it?
That's it.
Well, what a...
stretch it out, Mark, come on.
What a tremendous contribution. Oh, who's that next door?
I don't know, weird voice.
A familiar voice.
It's Ghost.
Okay, well, now you've made a contribution.
Yeah.
What is the actual reason, not you, Mark, the mystery voice of next door, what is the actual reason that Ian said that he had to leave? Was it like...
laryngitis.
Visiting a sick mother, something like that? Going to help the poor and
last
needy?
year. His mother died last year, now it's laryngitis.
It's a coincidence that it should be around this date, isn't it? Because something else happens around this date. Can you think just right off the top of your head what that might be that would take 2 days to recover from?
Drinking.
Yeah. Something a little more involved and organized than drinking.
Big drinking.
Yeah. Keep going. You'll get it in the end.
Oh, I can't swear now, though. Festive.
A festive, big drinking, oh yeah.
Could it be Christmas?
It's Christmas.
And Christmas party.
There you go. Not that I'm saying he's taking 2 days off to go to a Christmas party, but I'll leave it up to your own best judgment.
My imagination.
Exactly. All right, listen, you've been waiting to hear it, so I'll say it.
Go on.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
0500 1053 89, and they're beginning to light up like a Christmas tree, as a matter of fact.
Like a
he's still here.
in a hurry.
How do I get rid of this guy? How do I get rid of this guy?
Push number 1 now.
Push number 1 now. If I just wanted to get rid of him alone and not put anybody else on the air, how would I do that? Press off?
Yes.
Cool.
But try not to use any swear words before that.
Johnny in Stoke, hello.
Hello, mate. I've got a bad case of vetus-scelolitis.
Really?
It's absolutely horrible. My voice has gone all over the shop. And I was wondering if you could give me a little bit of advice.
Yeah. About
my vetus-scelolitis.
Okay, you press off to get rid of them. There you go. And he disappears off the screen. This is great. I wish you could be here looking at this. It's almost like something that was bought this decade. Isn't it great in here now? It's colourful and bright, and it's like Las Vegas in here now. Beautiful. I'll send me your name and address, and I'll take a picture and send it to you in the post. It'll be arriving in a brown paper wrapper. So, mystery voice next door, ask me how I am.
How are you?
Oh, don't ask.
Filling guy?
Don't ask. So
Why
bad.
not? Is it that bad?
It's worse. I was going to go to accident and emergency this afternoon, but I thought...
Who are they?
If I go at 5, then I won't be back in time to be on the air at 1.
Probably. Well, you might be here for tomorrow.
So is there a doctor in the house?
James Well is apparently well versed in the medical field.
So if I need mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, I should turn to him, you're saying?
Oh, you are? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I'll make my will now. 0500 1053 89. How about Carmel? Really, it's a call from California.
Morning, Nicholas.
Hello.
How are you?
Well, like I just said, don't ask. I'm on so many pills and potions at the moment.
Oh, poor you. That's a nice name, Nicholas.
I noticed you just sort of like wash right over that. I'm in pain here.
Oh.
It doesn't seem like you could care one way or the other.
I do. Honestly, I do. Can I help?
I'm on 2 different things that I don't think you're allowed to take at the same time.
Lemmy.
And neither of which should be taken near a naked flame.
Oh, well, you might ignite.
Something like that, yeah.
It's that bad. Can I recite you a poem? Hopefully it might make you feel better.
No.
Please. Pretty please.
Well, what kind of a poem?
Of a love poem.
It's not a love poem.
That's okay. Okay, then.
Well, wait a minute.
You'll be the judge.
Wait a minute. I haven't said yes yet. You told me what it's not. I'm asking what is it?
What is it?
Oh, my heart is defibrillating, by the way. Dial 99 and just leave the last 9 in case of an emergency, you know, because if I collapse on the air... Well,
am I allowed to recite it, Nick?
Well, what kind of a poem is it?
Sad.
Sad?
I think so.
Well,
but it won't make you mad.
Think so? Well, you mean you haven't seen it yet? You're just going to flip to a book and open the pages at random?
No, I've just composed it myself.
Oh, great. An amateur poet. That's just what we need. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll put you on hold, and if we're really desperate, I'll call you back. You press off to get rid of it, right? How about East Grinstead?
Hello there.
Little Willy Willy won't.
Hi.
Go home. Yes, Willie.
Hi, Nick. Good to hear you back on.
Well, it's good to be back on.
The only reason I knew you were on here was through the internet, as you probably know. There's pages of stuff devoted to you, all your fans are put together.
That's right. It's I went to an internet cafe just because I haven't got a computer.
Just to have a look at it.
Just to, and the website too.
Impressed, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I've got to say hello to Andrew.
He does. It is actually very good. And I looked up the website of my hero, who's a DJ talk show host in the States. And he has like half a page of just when he was born and when he's on. It's pathetic.
This goes to show you, doesn't it?
And this guy has done my site. Obviously has nothing else to do because it's so involved.
There's nothing better to do.
Exactly.
Yes, yeah, Andrew.
And he wanted me to give out the address, but I forgot. So if you have it there, then go ahead. It's it's something like, but you have to be precise, don't you? So
now you've asked me something.
Something like doesn't do it. So anyway, it's what? Don't tell me you want to recite a poem.
Absolutely not. No. I just thought I'd introduce myself. I'm the guy that wrote one of those jingles for you way back on that other radio station.
Everybody's been really great about this, saying the other place and the other radio station.
We don't want to, like, say them.
But it's almost like you know the rules.
Well,
I'd actually like to write them down and send them to me. I can read them up before I come on tomorrow night. Yes.
Oh, it just made my day to hear that you were coming on here again, even just for a couple of days and then over Christmas.
And then over Christmas too, that's right.
He's put your schedule up on the internet.
He has? He knows more about this than I do.
Yeah, you better
when am I on?
see when you're on.
When am I on? I have to have a computer delivered by tomorrow just to figure out when I'm working.
Have you had jingles on here?
I don't know. It's like a tidbit of talent here tonight. First poems, now jingles.
I'll have to do you one, if they'll allow it. I mean...
Oh, you mean this is for something for later?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, absolutely. What's the address? Is it a P.O. box, or shall I give out our actual address? Oh, no, that would be a bad thing to do, wouldn't it? Because people would be turning up at the building.
S&S.
Okay, here it comes. P.O. Box.
1089.
1089.
London.
London.
England.
W1A. England. Come on.
United Kingdom.
Yes. The world.
Europe.
It's beginning to look like one of those
from the sun.
like a teenager's notebook.
That's it. One of those school letters. W1A.
W1A.
1 PP.
1 PP. 2 Ps. Right, okay, thanks a lot, Willie.
Do you know you have PP on your postcode?
Yes.
Okay, sort it out then, yeah?
Absolutely. Here's South Wales. Ads at 12, please, it says. And that's 113. Does that mean we just forget about them?
I do now.
Okay. Here we go. Ads.
It's showdown time in the Commons, and Europe in general is the gripe, the single currency in particular. We're in for 2 days of what promises to be heated debate. But we will shed less heat and more light on the debate, starting here on Talk Radio. Everything you wanted to know about a single currency, but didn't know whom to ask. Guided by heavyweights, political and economic. And this is your chance to take part. I'm Scott Chisholm. Join us from 9 this morning and join in the great single currency debate and see if you change your mind. There's a good argument for listening. 1053, 1089 AM, Talk Radio.
1053, 1089 AM, Talk Radio. Talk to Nick Abbott. Recall 0500 1053 89. Recall 0500 1053 89.
I'm trying to take my shoes off. You know when you're trying to take your shoes off and, who's that? Oh, I dialed you up and I forgot to put you on hold. Katie.
Hi there.
Hello. You know when you try to take your shoes off and you got them in a knot and you're like...
I've got my shoes off at the moment.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Are you...
My ankles fell up.
Ah, I see. So you go to the doctors with your ankles?
Oh, that's it. Doctors don't do you any good. Yeah. Anyhow, I lost my husband 15 months ago. And it's lovely to hear you back again.
Oh, beautiful to be back.
Once again. And I think you're a gorgeous guy.
Well, how would you know I'm a gorgeous guy?
Well, your voice is lovely.
Don't trust voices.
Oh.
Trust me on not trusting voices. Having worked in radio
I think you're a great guy.
Having worked in radio for a long time.
Yeah.
Everybody in radio's got a really nice voice.
Yeah, well, the thing is...
99% of the people who work in radio look like the back end of a bus.
Well, I've got a face like the back end of a double-decker bus.
Really? What are the adverts you're running at the moment?
I don't run adverts.
No.
But, how can I put it? Talk Radio UK has been my greatest friend.
Really? Where did you meet us? In a bar somewhere? Came and
No, I lost my husband 16 months ago. And I listened to you all day and all night.
Well, you should sleep. Every now and again you should, go to sleep.
Well, I do now and again. I wake up and you're still
give
there.
us all a break.
Still there.
We're still there, yes.
Yeah.
That's the thing about this. Oh, beautiful. And that's the thing about this. But you turn us off, and almost like clockwork, you turn us back on. We're still there.
Yeah, you're my best mates. All of you.
Well,
apart from James Well. Can't stand the blood.
Okay, gotta go. 0500 1053 89. Just as long as you don't want to slag anybody who's, like more important than me in this building off, because, it doesn't do me any good. The fax number is... I'm not going to give you that. How about one in London? Taz. What kind of a name is Taz?
Taz, hi. It's short for Tasneem.
Right.
Yeah, I just wanted to move tack slightly and talk about something a bit more serious.
Like intelligent would be good.
Well, hopefully. You seem like a surreal sort of bloke. I've heard you before. Now, I wondered what you thought of this sort of surreal but really tragic situation in Afghanistan where...
are you joking? We're going to be talking about Afghanistan now?
Well, I mean, what do you think of the fact that televisions have been banned there? I mean, this Islamic fundamentalist group has come to power. They've banned TVs there. They've banned women from riding bicycles. They've banned alcohol. What do you think?
They banned paper bags, is what they did, which...
Oh, you're in the know, you know?
One of the funniest things I read this year. And I support them 100%.
Did you read that in one of the big broadsheets this week?
But no, I read it in the Sun, because it was on the front page.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, what do you make of all that? Seriously, you know?
I think it's very unfortunate for the people who don't agree with them that live there.
Yeah.
Now, that's about as circumspect as I can be on that subject.
No,
because I don't want I don't want to be in the same position as Salman Rushdie this time next week.
Well, you won't be. For a start, nobody knows what you look like.
No, well, that's true.
I mean, you've got a nice voice, I'd say, but I ain't got a clue what you look like. But what?
No, I didn't say anything.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, I think it's really, really tragic, and I think that the UN should do more in terms of trying to prevent dictatorships from setting themselves up. I mean, it's all right giving out aid, etc. I don't want to get too serious at this time of night. I should be crashing it.
This is not too serious.
What?
Well, don't call me in an hour when you do get serious.
Oh, okay. Let me just finish my point. I think the UN should basically, spend more time on trying to stop dictatorships and spread Western-style democracy.
And a little less time working out their expenses.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the fact of the matter is it's one thing giving aid out to people, but you've actually got to implement democratic regimes which will give that aid out properly. I mean, these poor...
This has got to be the first time I've ever heard the phrase implementing democratic regimes on a show that I'm on. Are you serious?
No, but listen...
It said on the screen here that you wanted to talk about bad TV, which sounds like right up my street.
Well,
I had no idea we were going to be talking about Afghanistan.
Well, no, I mean... No, but the thing is, I mean, I honestly believe that Islamic fundamentalism is a great global problem now. I think that it's a world threat. It's a threat to peace. It's a threat to stability. I think Islamic fundamentalism is a new Nazism.
Oh, please. Okay, well, listen, all I can say is peace on you.
Okay, cheers.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Thanks, bye.
0500 1053 89. Who's been hanging on the longest? 11 minutes sounds like long. How about Angie in Cambridge? Boy, this thing's slow. Angie.
Hi.
Hello.
Car boot sale.
What?
I've done a car boot sale.
Really? How much did you get for it?
Well, I sold a
just the one
radio.
boot. Not a pair.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Sounded like you were asking me out for a fight there for a
I
second.
had two more perfect tapes in the radio.
You had a what?
I had two tapes in the radio. I forgot to take them out.
How can you get two tapes in the radio?
Yeah, I had a
What do you mean, yeah?
Celtic tape.
That's a question. That can't be answered with the word yes.
Hold it.
I am holding it.
And, anyway.
What is that in the background?
I had my radio taped, and it was all, my radio was on talk radio.
Yeah, of course.
So I never thought to her. So I said to the lady, oh, I got that on take radio. She said, what's that?
And she said, you got it on what?
Well, if you go home, plug it in.
Yeah.
For a week, you'd be hooked. So she said to me, oh, okay. So I do the car boot sale up at Abbot.
Oh, it's very good up there.
Right?
The bargains you can get up there.
Anyway.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Time is running
The
out,
next
Angie.
week I went up there, she come back to me, she said to me,
This is
oh
like
my
the whole history
God.
we're hearing now. Yes.
She said, it's really brilliant. She said, my husband, my daughter, my son.
Did she actually speak like that?
Right?
Right.
But I lost 2 good tapes.
It sounds like you're moving rapidly
Pardon?
into the east end of London with every word that you say.
Pardon?
And you're going too far out. We're losing you.
Sorry.
Oh, she's gone. What a tragic shame. Has she gone? Now, if I press hold, what does that do?
She's back on.
Yeah,
Back there.
Hello, AJ? Yeah. If I press hold, she's still there? Ah! Get rid of her. She's gone now. If I press every button on this whole pad, will she go? She's gone now. Excellent. What a great call. And a lovely lady. Can you pull down the actual volume? Because I've got two...
Pull what?
Pull down the volume of the actual caller.
Yeah, I can.
No, you can I?
You can, yes.
I love that we're rehearsing on the air.
That bit you're holding there.
Excuse me?
Down, yes.
How can you see? There's like
There's mirrors behind you.
3 feet of wood. And I looked too. I've been in here before and I know there's no mirrors behind me, yet I looked. What an idiot. Here is Somerset. Sue in Somerset.
Hi.
Hello, Sue. Let me just try something. Count down from 5.
5, 4, 3.
Beautiful. Okay, now I've got it.
Cracked this technology now, have we?
What?
Have we cracked this technology yet?
Have I cracked it?
Yeah.
No, it'll be another, 4, 5 months before I do that.
Right, the reason I phoned in is because...
Oh, my heart's defibrillating again, by the way. If there is a doctor in the house, I'd like to have a quick chat. No, seriously, if there is a doctor listening, because, you go to accident and emergency, you could be there for 6 hours. If you've got your own talk show, it's a little benefit. You can speak to a doctor immediately. So that number, by the way, 0500 1053 89. Please charge it direct to Talk Radio. Yes, back with you now.
Right, okay. You were talking earlier that you've been on the internet?
Well, yeah, I went to one of those internet cafes and somebody told me how to do it because I've got a site. Not that I put it there myself, but somebody put a site up. Sounds stupid to say it, but dedicated to me.
Oh, how
beautiful.
sweet.
Yeah.
I just wondered how you felt the internet has given direct... Because you mean that's getting a bit serious, isn't it?
Well, it is. I mean, talking about what that bloke was saying earlier on about Afghanistan.
I totally disagree with that this time. There you go.
Well, you disagree with Afghanistan or talking about Afghanistan?
No, just the seriousness of it.
Well, if you're living in countries that don't allow you personal freedom, like, just off the top of my head, this one, for instance, then being able to talk and exchange ideas on the internet is tremendous if you're not allowed to do it by regular channels. Right. Absolutely. I think it's a tremendous leap forward in personal freedom. And the press aren't that interested in the internet anymore. Because I've been doing a bit of writing lately, and I've been talking to people who do pieces for newspapers and stuff, and they say, you go to the paper with a piece on the internet, and they just don't want to know. Not interested. It's like yesterday's news. And the only time they are interested is if the kids are dialing up those porno lines. Like they couldn't go into a newsagent and get a porno magazine off the shelf, as they have been doing for decades. Hundreds of years, children... That's not at all... Because if you go to a cyber cafe and try and dial up a sex line, you end up spending 50, 60 pounds. I know, ask me. Yeah, you just can't get a hold of them.
The media moguls are losing out.
One thing I did notice about the internet is that it's so boring.
No, it's not.
Absolutely dull.
No, it's
Unless you know exactly where you're going. Surfing the net is... Because you do a search for something you might be interested in. I don't know, anything. any word that you can think of. And it'll come back saying, oh, yeah, we've got 150,000 entries. Yeah. Pick one. Yeah. I mean, you could be there all week.
No, what I was getting at is, for the last couple of years, you've been able to email the White House, and then suddenly today on the news, you can email 10 Downing Street.
Yeah.
Why are we so far behind?
Well, who would want to email either the White House or 10 Downing Street? For what purpose?
Well, there you go. Well, I just wonder why we were so far behind in like a couple of years in technology.
Have you ever been to America?
No.
The thing that always strikes me when I come back from America is like coming back to this country is like going back in time 10 years. In every respect, in what you can buy, in when you can buy it, in how you can buy it, in what you can see on TV, what you can listen to on the radio, and just in any sort of consumer manner. That's not very well put, but you know what I mean. This is like going back in time 10 years when you come back from the States to here.
Okay.
That's why we're so. That's why it seems like we're so far back in time, because we are.
We are. So how do you think it affects direct democracy in this country?
In this country?
Mm-hmm.
Could you ask me an easier question to start with? This sounds like my bonus marks for 15. How about my starter for 10? All right, I'm going to hit the ad break on time this
Okay,
this
well,
time.
I'd like somebody else to call in and tell me.
Oh, would you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll give them your number. 0500 1053 89. This is Talk Radio.
This is the sound to end unhappy nappy changes. All Pampers nappies from newborn to junior now have failure-free grip strips. They'll refasten time and time again, even when covered in cream. Changing is quick and easy, and you get a lot less wriggles and a lot more giggles. Driest Pampers ever. For drier, happier changes.
Nick Abbott on 1053, 1089 AM. Talk Radio.
And the fax number is 0541 59 69 79. And I have a fax already. It's like 10 pages long. Let me see if I can't get through the first line. Hi, it says. I'm so glad to hear that you're going to be standing in for Zen for the next Apple of Nights. I kept my EO to the grand ever since you lost 2 shows all those weekends ago to see her. There's 10 pages of this. It is beautifully written, but I'm going to have to read between the lines. Thanks a lot, Heron. How about one? Oh, no, I've been putting this one off because it says John in Wigan wants to talk about gays. I can just... I disagree with them. What do you think? Okay, let's find out. John. I pressed the wrong one.
I have a lot to speak about regarding gays.
Do you? Well, you may have a lot to speak about, but you have a precious little time in which to do it. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, recently I've come across a heck of a lot of gays. I don't find them in any way repulsive. I don't find them...
Can I ask you a question about this?
Yeah, go on.
How did they find you?
Well, they find me a happy-go-lucky lad.
Really?
Yes, so that's how it comes about, you see.
So in the old sense of the word, you're pretty gay yourself?
No, I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't say that, no?
No. If I can use that word, I take the piddle out of myself, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I joke with myself. I do. I give a lot of things.
I'm sorry, my headphones just went there for a second. You do what with yourself?
That I could make anyone think that I was actually gay because I take the... Can I use that I say to myself, really?
No, but we all heard it. We know what you mean.
Yeah. So, really, I mean, lots of people could think that I was actually a bent basket, you know what I mean?
Lots of people would be questioning your motives for calling in and talking about this.
Well, because the reason why I'm speaking of it is I've known many, lots of gay people.
Now, do you mean known in the biblical sense?
Yeah, to know them as, well, I put them down as normal people.
You put them in? Right, okay.
If they want to lead their lives as gay people, they lead them themselves as gay people, don't they?
And the point is?
Well, let them lead their own lives. Let people leave them be. You know what I mean? Let them leave themselves to themselves.
And all of that sort of business. Okay, and let's leave them to their own lives and leave you. Here's Mike in Bizarre. Am I hallucinating, or was that... What was that? Hello, Mike.
I have no idea. Hi, it's good to hear you back on the radio.
Oh, thanks a lot.
I was actually going to phone up and ask about Christmas. I guess that's probably a fairly sort of tried and tested subject this time of year. What's the best and worst presents you ever had at Christmas?
Worst present I ever had was nothing. which seems to be what my present has been over, like the past few years or so. Oh, I should give that address out again, by the way, because I'm going to be here on Christmas week. And I know a lot of people are desperate to send me some, goodies in the post. Anything over 20, 30 pounds worth in value would be gratefully accepted. So it's P.O. Box
1089.
1089. Are you doing this on air or just in my headphones?
Both.
Okay, well, I don't need to repeat it after you then, like an idiot.
London?
Yeah.
England?
The world.
The world. Third planet from the sun.
Mm-hmm. Which is quite a good show, actually, isn't it?
I haven't seen it yet. W1A.
Yeah.
1PP.
PP.
PP.
Is that the same code that it used to be? Or have we moved?
We moved, didn't you know?
We moved?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I couldn't find out where we were. I thought, Miss shaking his head. That's actually not here. I just made that up.
What's the best thing you've ever been sent, like in the post or whatever, by listeners? Have any received any really weird stuff or stuff or what?
Probably the best thing I received was a cake, but of course you can't eat.
You wouldn't dare, would you?
No, you have to throw it away.
Have anything in it.
But it looked great.
What's the worst thing you've ever been sent?
Worst thing I've ever been sent? Well, I can't tell you about that one.
You wouldn't want to say.
Something does come to mind, but I won't be sharing that with you at this time. I do have it in a sealed box at home. I could post it to you, but I can't describe it to you on the air.
I think I'd rather sort of miss out on that.
You'll just leave it to your own imagination.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, thanks a lot, Mike.
Cool, thanks, Bye.
500 1053 89. How about... no, okay. Which would you like? The internet isn't boring, or I'm going to give you two choices, or someone wants to talk about the table. Now, do we still have that guy who was talking about the gays? Because I think I'd rather go back to him.
He's off being jolly.
Yeah. All right, well, let's see what the table is. Newcastle.
Hello.
Charlie.
Hello.
You're on Talk Radio.
Nice to have you back again.
Thanks.
Right.
Oh, wait a second. Did we do the ads at 27 past? Okay.
I don't think so.
No, I'm not asking you.
Oh, sorry.
Don't think so. Well, like you're at home taking notes. Nice to have a producer that actually, cares. So, anyway, the table.
Yes, the table. I have actually got the first single by the table. And
Do the standing still.
yes.
Oh, I don't believe it. This is the topic hanging over from last July.
Yes, the last time you were
You've been on hold since then.
It sort of sunk in, and I thought, no, it's somebody else like the table.
Well, can we hit... Are we allowed to play that? Do you have the phone near to the...
No, well, I'm
You don't.
outside, actually.
Outside?
If I was...
Where is it?
where is it? In Newcastle?
No, not you. Where is the dump? Oh, there it is. I'm looking for a button, and it's actually a rocker switch. It kind of blends into... You'd think that the dump button would be the most important button in this whole thing here, and I'm searching for it, and you're looking deeply relaxed in there. Did we catch that?
Yes, we did.
Are you sure?
Positive.
But you did look very... you were expecting me to do it, and I'm in here frantically searching for the dump button. It is, as a matter of fact, the button above the word dump, but it's in black on a dark grey background, and every other button that's looking at me is bright and see-through and has lights on it. Don't you think that they should, highlight that a little bit more?
There's probably a lot of things they should do better in here.
But now I know where it is.
Yeah. It'll come in handy next time.
Well, let's hope there isn't the next
So
time.
we thought you were being slick, and you're just trying to do a seamless dump.
Edit it like it never happened.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I was... see this pool of water on the floor? That's the sweat that's dripping from my armpits.
Ah, so we mistook your panic for nonchalance.
If my panic looks like nonchalance, then I have a good opticians that you should maybe go and see. Oh. Okay, so like I said, we should have been talking to that guy who wanted to talk about the gays.
They might call back.
Oh, well, let's hope not. 0500 1053 89. And how fast does that delay build back up again, by the way? Because not that I don't have complete faith in this audience, but...
It should be ready by about 2 o'clock.
So fill till then.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I've got tons of stuff that I've clipped out of the papers, but it's not in any kind of order. Do you remember, there was no, I'm not going to do that one. It's boring.
Which one was that?
Well, it's a teddy bear that used to be on Watch with Mother. You are too young for that. No, he's whispering.
Watch with Mother.
Watch with Mother.
Do you remember that?
There was a bear called Teddy Edward. Okay, so yeah, many people will remember Teddy Edward, a bear that was on the BBC television classic Watch with Mother.
Yeah.
A Japanese enthusiast who already owns the world's most expensive teddy bear paid another staggering sum for a rare bear. It's the Rare Bear Bunch at a British auction. Yoshihiro Sekiguchi.
Say that fast 3 times.
Oh. President of Sun Arrow Toy Company of Japan, bought Teddy Edwards, the Watch with Mother teddy bear, $56,680.
More money than sense.
What an idiot. All right, well, I'm just going to try now. Here's Caroline. Ding, ding.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I'm on now, am I?
From a voice at sea to the circles of your mind.
Right, I couldn't sleep. We ran a couple of nights ago for the first time.
Yeah, well, it's nice to speak to you then and now.
And ended up talking mostly rubbish about someone that called about the rivalry between Australians and English. Anyway.
Between Australians and English?
Yeah, if there was rivalry. Anyway.
I thought we got on like a house on fire.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, but the guy I spoke to, is it Ian? He
Yeah.
sort of went on a big spiel before I got cut off by the news. I wasn't on very long, so I couldn't really say what I wanted to say. Anyway, I'd like to state for the record, I think England's great. And I'm Australian, and I think it's a great country.
Why would you want to come here to this freezing cold place from Australia? I don't understand that. I mean, everything that I know and have seen from Australia
Yeah.
tells me that it's a great, beautiful, vibrant, colourful, warm place.
It is. I guess you appreciate it more when you go back. That could be it. But I mean, no, England, you can go to Europe, you can travel around, or work mainly.
So the thing you like about England is
Leave it.
are the roads out. The exit sign is your favourite part of England, is that right?
What's that? The exit sign.
And what do you miss most about Australia, apart from the, the weather and the blonde people?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's, standard of living is a lot higher, I'd say, generally.
Is the standard of living much like it is in America, where everybody has a fridge the size of a house?
Yeah, and the houses are a lot bigger, and you can get buy a bigger house than perhaps you can afford to buy over here.
And when you say house, you actually do mean house with its own walls and a garden.
Yeah, I do.
As opposed to a tiny, poky little flat that used to be a larger residence and has now been knocked into a dwelling for like 23 different people.
Yeah, that's right. It's run by someone that,
Yeah, with walls made out of paper.
That's right. And someone playing loud stereo next door. Yeah, Australia, the space. It's just, you've got a house, you've got a swimming pool. It's not unusual, to have all the space you need to do whatever you want.
Or to be loved by anyone.
To be loved by anyone?
It's not unusual.
Oh, I see. Right, okay. And, also traffic. I mean, that's one thing I do miss. Traffic's pretty heavy in this country. I mean, it amazes me. I've got a car. Probably shouldn't have. Probably should use public transport. But it takes so long to get anywhere in this country, really. In London, it's just unbelievable.
Well, that very much depends on when you travel. I mean, if you've got a car and you try and drive around the West End during the day, then you'd be a lot better off. Your nose would be poked into some guy's sweaty armpit because you'd be crushed in there, but you would be a lot quicker by travelling by tube.
Yeah, and people do get all this road rage business. They do get... Yeah, I mean, I think the English, generally, when I first came to the country, I've been here 6 years, but one thing I really noticed, English were generally really polite. They let you in, this thing where you walk across the road and the pedestrian crossings, we don't have that in Australia. I just think that's really...
Was it like every man for himself?
Yeah, that's right. And watch out for the speeding, yeah, exactly. And here, it's like traffic, everyone's yelling and screaming at each other, but everything will come to a halt when Granny walks across the road, across the pedestrian crossing. So I think that's pretty cool.
Well, in Australia you get like 20 points if you knock her down.
Something like that. Yeah, but I think English are generally polite drivers and courteous. But yeah, I mean, I've had a few episodes with... Don't
you find us a little bit reserved and stuck up and snooty, and we don't actually say what we mean? And
well, I think there's a definite class system in this country. Definitely. I think when I rang, this guy called in Australia, he said that he didn't think there was a class system here. I think there definitely is. It's pretty obvious.
You said there wasn't a class system here?
Yeah, the Australian that rang a couple of nights ago.
Well, how long has he been here? Is he just arrived from the airport, maybe?
Possibly. I think he's probably gone optimistic.
He's seen the baggage handler and the taxi driver, and they're both from the same class.
Yeah,
and he's jumped to the wrong conclusion.
Exactly. I mean, there is a class. I think that's a problem in this country. I mean, I think the English like to generally be able to classify people in a class, in a system. Like, they want to know where they can fit you. And if they don't know how to fit you into a class, they feel a bit... Certain English people feel a bit uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, but there's also the other side of it. I haven't been to Australia, but I imagine it's pretty much the same as it is in America. And America doesn't have a class system like we do, but their alternative is money. Now, you can be upper class in this country and have got no money.
Yeah.
But in the States, they have their own class, and indeed their own almost royal family.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't say it's true.
The Kennedys.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's true that Australia doesn't have a class system. It's just a bit more subtle, I think.
Oh, come on. Rich people must look down their noses at poor people.
Probably.
Must do.
Probably.
That's just human nature.
Yeah, but it seems to be more of an issue in England. It does. If you just read the papers.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you'd handle that. Some people say that it's...
I'd handle it just fine as long as I was the one with all the money.
I can relate to that. I mean, some people say it's the get rid of the monarchy and that'll all go. I don't know. I mean, I think the royal family is good for this country. I
don't think that has anything to do with it. You get rid of the monarchy and the class system remains. I mean, there's some upper class people who look down their noses at the monarchy because they're foreign.
Yeah. German originally anyway. Oh, you mean someone coming outside, or what do you mean?
No, the monarchy is foreign.
Yeah, German originally. That's what you mean?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think England should hang on to its monarchy. I mean,
absolutely. I mean, it's tremendously good for tourism. I mean, that's what it is. It's tourism. And I know that we're going to have a lot of people saying, they're bad and they just suck all the money dry from everybody and blah, 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 and so on and so forth.
Well, the thing is,
if you know anything about the tourist industry, then you know that that's the fact, Jack.
That's right. I mean, cut off the excess. Basically the Queen and perhaps a few of the others. We shouldn't be busy paying their bills. They have enough money to do that themselves. Absolutely.
But it wouldn't do us any favors to ban the monarchy. That's stupid. Because what do you sell this country on? It's history. That's all we got going for it.
Yeah.
We don't have good weather. We don't have a great. What have we got? The only thing we've got is old. That's what we do. Old.
I mean, that's what I love about England. I mean, the history part of it, that's what I really enjoy. That's one thing I guess Australia lacks, obviously, for obvious reasons, And it's got such a rich history, and it's amazing.
Our pomp and circumstance, because we're one of the only countries left in the world that has it. And so it's, royal land.
I'm sure America regrets not having a royal family anymore, that type of thing.
Well, there's plenty of reasons to go to the States, outside of looking at their royal family.
Yeah.
Because they have Disney World.
Yeah, so you think England, the only thing that's going for it.
And weather and mountains and, all sorts of great stuff going on over there.
Headed radio personality on a rival station.
But you're saying you are allowed to describe him in detail?
Something like that. No, I won't mention it. I will strict instructions. I'm not meant to say anything about that person. But of course...
But you just did.
Oh, but I didn't say anything about that person.
Now, that's the thing that I don't like about Australians, is they're so disobedient.
Oh, really? Well, I've got to live up to that then, I guess.
Yeah, I'm being disobedient myself. I'm getting signs now. I'm 4 minutes past an ad break.
All right.
But it's been beautiful to talk to you.
Oh, it makes me nice change. The last time when I called, don't worry, I'm cutting it short. I got I was like 5...
Yeah, you are, whether you know it or not.
I got cut off I was on for about 5 seconds.
Well, it's going to happen again.
Okay.
Gotta go.
Bye.
0500 1053 89. It's a free call. This is Talk Radio.
Do you find turkey tedious? Are you bored with your Brussels sprouts? And do you want to tell your Christmas stuffing to get stuffed? Well, then you've got to listen to Britain's Brightest Breakfast with me, Paul Ross, right after Chris and Sandy at 7, because we've got a tip-top TV chef coming in. We'll be telling you how you can pep up and zhuzh up your Christmas menu. Tasty. There's a good argument for listening. 1053, 1089 AM. Talk Radio. Oh, by the way, yum, yum.
1053, 1089 AM. Talk Radio. Creature comforts of a different kind. Nick Abbott on Talk Radio.
I don't know, is it safe to take lidocaine hydrochloride? Twist cap to open. I don't have the strength. How did you get this open? Odd. Oh, my word, this does look complicated. It's a bright green liquid that I'm going to spray in my mouth. Anything could happen from now on. I think it says on the bottle, do not take with any other medicines. So the next few hours could be really interesting because I've taken so many pills I rattle. Did he say that he's doing like cookery now, Paul Ross? He's going to have a little recipe of the day. I think. What's the recipe today, Paul?
Spice cake.
It is?
I think so. I wasn't listening.
Well, I guess that we've both been found out. You know, I've discovered cookery. I haven't cooked in 10 years. And
why are you so thin?
I think that's why you're ill. I think wiry and muscular was the phrase you were looking for.
Oh, okay.
And
I don't want to...
shut up is the phrase I'm looking for. 0500 1053 89. And yeah, because I used to buy all my food like pre-packed in boxes with instructions on. I wasn't interested in chopping or dicing or frying or any of that stuff that the cooks do on the shows. I wanted it already made in a plastic container, and you take it off and you eat it, and that's it. But then the shop that I bought all, and I'm not going to mention them by name, rat bags. The shop that I buy all my stuff in, that I spend most of my money in, refused me a credit card. I was gobsmacked. And so I thought, right, you will pay for your insolence, and I'll go and buy the food in another shop, which doesn't have all that pre-packed stuff, actually before it's been made up. Because, you can buy, like, vegetables and, stuff before it gets made into box food. Really? Yeah, broccoli and stuff comes on its own.
Oh.
I had no idea.
So how do you piece the film?
Here's one in, it's a mobile. Better get him on immediately. Oh, that mobile technology. What a great leap forward in telecommunications. Hello.
Hello, Ben. Sorry about this. We've just gone into a bad area, I think. I just thought it was nice to hear a call, our last call of the lady from Australia. I thought I'd give you a ring because we haven't had a normal call of the C3s at the moment, but I think she beat me to it. And I just thought it was really nice with all that technology you got, and you can't even find the off button.
I know. Well, I have it all...
You couldn't set my video, could you? No, but I've just been listening, and it's the first time I've heard you, and I don't want to be a bit too sycophantic, but I'm surprised I can hear you with your tongue so firmly wedged into your cheek there, or you're talking to some of the listeners. Don't want to say any more.
That's not my tongue wedged in my cheek. That's a build-up of phlegm from this vile, disgusting cold that I have.
I really wanted to know that.
Have I described that in detail enough?
Yeah, so I can just imagine. I'm just trying to picture you when you can do some people. I don't want to say too much because I know it spoils the mystery, but some of the actions you must do to the producer, and I'm just wondering what sort of sign language you must do when you speak to some people.
Like panicky, arms flapping, that sort of thing.
No.
Eyes wild and staring.
It must be the shrugs of the shoulder. What can I say to this person about them?
Exactly, the one-handed wave, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that sort of thing. I want to tell you, were talking earlier about watching with Mother and all that. And I remember when I was younger, I mean, I'm still quite young, and I still quite remember the programs. Well, let me give you an idea about my age. The Blue Peter presenters that I remember were John Noakes.
Oh, wait a minute, this is a topic now? Blue Peter presenters you remember?
Yeah, well, I don't think so. You were talking about watching Mother or something. It's just something that it just stuck in my head from what you said to me. And it just made me wonder about Blue Peter, because I actually had something that I made shown on Blue Peter. It was that wrecked garden. I did that. But, no, not really. No, I just want to know...
Then you start the jokes, folks. And in closing...
No, I forgot about that then. No, it's just... all the programs that you see now with the children, they seem to be a bit more... using the child's intelligence. Whereas before...
You're joking. Kids' TV uses the child's intelligence?
I mean, there are a lot more dramas for children when I was younger, yes.
I mean, all I do during the day is suck up a lot of television.
Yeah, well, that's what I do. I mean,
all I see on TV for kids is those stupid imported, badly drawn cartoons.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Maybe because there's a lot more children's television now, so there's a lot of the good stuff, plus a lot of the, so I say cack, but there is. And,
that was pretty well done. Can I say cack?
Yeah. Well, obviously I can, otherwise I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, otherwise I'd have been flapping my arms in desperation.
Yeah, how many seconds have I got? And, yeah, well, it is. I mean, there's a lot of the dramas. I mean, when I was here, there maybe was about like 2.5 hours of children's television a day, but at the moment with all the Nickelodeon and all sorts of programs they've got, it's just the quality. I suppose it's like the American TV programs. I mean, the American networks that you said earlier, they got about 40, 50 plus channels, and they got one of the worst programs in the world, but they've also got some of the best.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you said that, and we weren't going to get into an argument about the qualities of American television, because I think that, without a shadow of a doubt, the best comedy on British television is all American.
Oh, yeah, definitely, and it's all on Channel 4 as well.
I don't know, BBC Two have got that Third Rock from the Sun, which I think is
I've watched a couple of that, but there's always something on ITV that was always better on that night.
And you know what really gets my goat, if I can use one of my dad's old-fashioned expressions?
Well, you don't say sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on Channel 4, I don't know if you noticed this, just before, whatever they're showing, is it Cheers or Frasier or Friends, the idiot who does the continuity, I mean, they started showing them now. They must really like that, by the way. There's a camera pointing at the side of their face in their little studio. They've been invaded. They must hate that. But they always tell you what is going to happen on the show you're about to see. Here's Frasier, where right at the end there's a surprise appearance by a guest star who you haven't seen on the show before.
Yeah,
well, it's not a surprise anymore.
They do that in the TV papers as well, though. I mean,
I just find that infuriating. But okay, in the TV papers is one thing, but if you tuned in to watch a program, why would you? Why would they tell you just before it starts what's going to happen?
I know.
They're not advertising the show.
Yeah, but if they don't do that just before the lottery, I mean, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
It's not like you're going to make up your mind within the half a second that they finish speaking and the program starts based on the synopsis of the plot that they give you, whether you're going to watch the show or not.
Yeah, but
you've tuned in to watch Friends, and they make the show so that everything in it is a surprise.
Yeah.
And so we don't need some idiot telling us what happens in the show. I mean, it infuriates me every single week.
But I've heard that their spouses are really pleased that that's happening, because at least now they brush their hair and brush their teeth.
You're cracking up. I'd buy a new phone or a new car or get out of the tunnel or something. But thanks a lot, mate. Off between them. But am I right about that? Is that the most annoying thing in your televisual week? Some idiot telling you what is going to happen on the show that you're about to watch?
Definitely. It's worse than movie reviewers.
It's worse than death. Just about. It is worse than movie reviews. That's a very good point, too. Because if there's any film that you want to watch, don't see the review, because they'll tell you what happens in the end.
Exactly.
Bambi's mother gets shot.
No.
She does.
No.
Oh, no, I've spoiled it for you.
Oh, great.
All right.
Like Christmas.
Yeah. It's the video that you can watch over and over, though. Here's, okay, let's be democratic about this. Who's been waiting long? 27 minutes, really? Oh, I'm so sorry. Bernard.
Good morning.
In Metham. Where's that?
Meltham.
Meltham
in Lancashire. What I was actually ringing about is I'm getting rather annoyed with the media who keep knocking the internet. Now, I don't know what you were saying earlier on, your sort of use of the internet has been in a cyber cafe.
I'm sorry, I'm reading the instructions on this anesthetic throat spray, and it says that on first use I've got to spray it into the sink. What kind of stuff is this they've got in here? Stand well back. Huh? Spray it into the sink.
But your use has been in a cyber cafe?
Sorry, what were you saying?
About the internet.
Yeah.
Now, I run a business-to-business multimedia company, which is...
What does that mean?
It's to do with using technology in today's workplace.
Okay, like I said, what does that mean?
Right. Have you used email?
No.
Right. The ability to send a document anywhere in the world within seconds for 3.2p.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll buy that.
Now, but for email alone, in a business commercial world for communications. Forget all the stupid sites that say about, let's say, Grammys, whatever it's going to be, or half the rubbish that's on there. But actually in a commercial usage and the ability for you to get across what your company does, how you can promote yourselves, instead of printed brochures.
Putting it on the internet's no good, because only... No, it's not.
39% of UK business now use the internet on a daily basis.
Yeah, but they don't surf it.
No, you don't surf the net.
Right, exactly.
A businessman doesn't surf the net. A business person will use a search engine on the net to its proper abilities to find and source the
They call them search engines?
Search engines.
That sounds like so old-fashioned phrase for something that's so brand spanking new.
It's not new. It's been around since 1969.
Search engines?
The internet has been around since 1969.
Yeah, but we've only known about it for the last 5 years or so.
It's been around in its present form since about 1988.
No, not really. Because then it was just scientists talking to each other, because that was the purpose of it in the first place, wasn't it?
It was the American Defense Department that set it up originally.
It was the who, sorry?
American Defense Department, because they were frightened of the
you don't want to trust them.
Ruskies invading and blowing up their computers that controlled their ballistic missiles, so they put them all on different computers.
And you can get Playboy as well.
You can get Playboy. You can get all the magazines.
We're fast running out of time because the new news is coming up. But put the rest of that call on the internet, and we'll dial it up at our leisure. I'm Nick Abbott. This is Talk Radio.
It's Talk Radio's Write Your Own Christmas Check with the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday.
We've got £30,000 to give away before Christmas, and the cheque that I want to pay belongs to Corina Vickers. She's refusing to cook Christmas dinner because her husband hasn't finished refitting the kitchen, and so she wants to pay somebody to do the job properly. I'm starting the stopwatch now. Oh, there you are. Hello. You called us within 15 minutes. I did. So, Talk Radio, the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday are going to double your cheque and give you £2,000.
This year's been a great year anyway, Tommy, so this is really the icing on the cake.
There's another Talk Radio blank cheque in Friday's Daily Mail. And listen out, your next chance to win is with Paul Ross this morning at 20 to 8 and later with Tommy Boyd and James Whale. Write your own Christmas cheque only on 10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio. Great talk all the time on 10:53, 10:89 a.m. This is Talk Radio.
It's 2 o'clock. I'm Joanna Gosling. John Major's beleaguered government has lost another minister to Sleeve. David Willits has stepped down as Paymaster General after an inquiry into the Cash for Questions scandal found he'd covered things up. There's new hope for families of the Hillsborough dead still seeking compensation. A fan who lost his half-brother in the tragedy has won more than £200,000 in damages. John McCarthy's getting it for the post-traumatic stress he's suffered. His stepfather, John Glover, hopes it'll open the door for more claims.
You know, it's about time these people start to get the finger out and looking at this disaster and say, well, you were involved in it and you received some compensation. And I'm talking about all the supporters that helped in that game.
A 15-year-old boy has been questioned by police after a teenager was stabbed in a classroom brawl in South London. He's been released on bail. Sir Ranulph Fiennes has given up his great Antarctica adventure because of illness. The explorer was just a quarter of the way through his solo trek. His wife, Lady Gillian Fiennes, says it's too early to say whether he'll ever try again.
People say he's too old, but he's 52, but he is as fit as a sort of 45-year-old. And only he would know whether he wanted to or felt that he could. He may think it's wiser for him to find somebody else to do the expedition, and he would sort of organise it and back it.
The top tier of Fergie and Andrew's wedding cake goes under the hammer today. It's expected to go for a relatively modest £600. A single slice of Charles and Diana's went for thousands. Auctioneer Pierre Spake says this is better value for money.
It's got the initials of Sarah and Andrew on the side, and then little wedding bells all the way around, and a sort of silk tie to the bottom of it. There are a few little bits lacking where it's somewhat worse for wear, but nobody's actually taken a chunk yet from it.
Independent Radio News. 10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio.
Am I coming out nice and clear on the old airways?
Are you coming out? I don't know. The lightning round to start us off. How about I think? Hello?
I think we're all totally insane.
Completely mad.
Oh, I think I'm going to go to sleep.
Hello?
I think I'll try to talk radio television.
Good for you, sir or madam. Let's check. Sir or madam?
This.
Okay. Neither of the above. And in betweening. Hello?
I think you're bullshit. What?
Now, how would you know? I look like the back end of a horse, madam.
I think, therefore, A.M. I think, therefore, I'm stumped. How do you? Only inquiry. Anybody else, I believe?
There's a man calling from the drunk tank. He made his first call to me. Don't have to take the pills anymore. It was a song by Leonard Cohen. Thanks a lot, Len.
10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio. Nick Abbott on Talk Radio.
Was that last story a joke, or are they serious? They're going to sell the cake? Wouldn't it be stale by now? And also, if they put it under the hammer, would it still be edible? And what kind of a person would buy old, stale cake? I mean, think of the dust that must have settled on that and the amount of hands that have touched it. Breaking off little bits of icing and stuff. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever had in my life. Ever wondered why women spend more time in the toilet than men? An Australian study sponsored by toilet maker Caroma found lines outside women's public toilets are exacerbated by women's embarrassment and hygiene concerns. To address their needs, Sarah Wallace, an industrial design student of the University of New South Wales, designed La Prima. Ooh. It's a slimline China toilet, which women can stand over to use. It has a flush foot pedal and a stainless steel shelf to hold personal belongings. Stand over? You cannot be serious. Oh, and look who's back. I bet he's drunk. It's Kev. Are you drunk?
No!
Yeah, he's drunk.
Yes,
Smells like a brewery. Yeah. Right, well, here is another Australian call. In Greenock this time.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
It's not so much about Australia, it's just like the rivalry. I think most countries have a rivalry with England. I just wondered why it is.
Most countries couldn't care less about this small, insignificant outpost of Europe.
Well, like countries like Ireland and France and Wales, Scotland, they seem to take a lot of pleasure in fighting against...
Oh, when you said most countries, I didn't realise that you were just simply talking about the ones that are either stuck on the side of us or right next door.
Well, the near countries, anyway.
Near countries. Well, that's the same all over the world. Near countries hate each other.
Oh, but it seems to be a bit more towards the English, don't you think?
No, only because you're standing in Scotland.
What about...
England being the nearest country to you?
Well, I just wonder...
I mean, if you were standing in France... Oh, that's England too, isn't it? Okay, let's go a little further afield. America, how about that? They couldn't care less about England. They think we're cute.
That's only the
Canada they don't like. Nobody likes Canadians, let's face it.
I think America, that's just because they're such a big country. They think England's a quaint little country.
It is. Quaint to curiosity.
They think everyone wears bowler hats.
And carries umbrellas. And knows the Queen personally.
And talks with a posh...
Like the guy who called in the last hour. He knows a few queens. The man who wanted to talk about the gays.
Well, I don't know what he was on.
But you don't want any? Okay, as soon as I get off the air, I won't send you some. Well, you certainly have enlightened this conversation. What a tremendous call. Thanks a lot, mate. How about one in Manchester, the home of Britpop? Jack.
We're going to find out that he and the wife of Jack.
John in Huddersfield.
Oh, hello, Nick.
Uh-oh. Hello.
All right, It's about this Ranulph Fiennes thingy. I just find it a bit pointless, you know. Why bother going to North Pole? You know, it just seems a bit silly, doesn't it?
A little refreshing blast of sanity. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, just
what is that man on?
It's a bit like Richard Branson as well when he's like going up in his balloon.
That's not pointless. That's advertising.
Oh yeah, it's.
I mean, okay, maybe I missed the point. Is Ranulph Fiennes doing this for charity, or is he just doing it? Anybody know in there?
I don't think...
He's doing it for charity? You know that absolutely for a fact. Well, then he's a stand-up guy.
No, but there's probably easier ways of getting, you know... It just seems... I think there's a lot of egomania there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And I completely agree.
Yeah, all right. What's up with your throat, anyway?
My throat? Nothing that's not up with the rest of my body. But don't you worry.
There were a lot of... I've noticed there's quite a bit... they seem to have a lot of throat trouble.
In this building?
No, in general, like...
Well, that could probably be because we all sit in a tiny, un-air-conditioned room, speaking into a little felt thing that covers this microphone that picks up every single germ that is sprayed at it over the course of 4 hours. So, of course, Sandy, when she comes in, is going to pick up exactly what I have. I could describe what they just did back there. No, she won't be picking up any of those germs. Just the ones that come off the mic. 0500 1053 89. I'm Nick Abbott in for Ian, who's away for a couple of days, so filling in for Mother Teresa. And let's have one in... let's go to Manchester again. Will has gone. That's good, because Malcolm in Norwich have been hanging on for 16 minutes longer than him. Malcolm.
Good evening, Nick.
Or Malcolm.
Yes, it's Malcolm. Thank you. First King of Scotland. Not that I have anything to do with the Scottish, but I'd like to take exception to one of your remarks about this country. The only thing that's going for it is old things. How about the natural history and all the beautiful holiday resorts we have to enjoy in this country that attract people from all around the world and put smiles on their faces and money in the coffers of this country? What do you say to that?
I'd say name some.
Well, Norfolk Broads.
Right.
Cornwall, Devon,
they're brand new, are they?
Even the Coles, they come to see the Coles in Newcastle from all over the world. Did you know that?
Well, this has got to be a wind-up call.
No, it's not. No, it's the truth. And also,
well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Pause to take a breath. What I said was, what we do is old, and you haven't mentioned anything new yet.
Oh, yes, I have. Tourism. Tourism is a new industry in this country of the last 30 or 40 years.
So tourists come to see the tourism industry. Is that what you're saying?
They come to see the beautiful countryside that we have in this country.
Old.
No, it isn't. A lot of it's been developed. The Norfolk Broads, for instance, have only been developed in the last 100 years, as have many of the holiday destinations, because they've been built by some very canny people over the years to attract people.
The Norfolk Broads are 100 years old.
They are 100 years old in essence because they've only been cleared out for access, so people can actually get onto them in the last 100 years. Before that, they were peat workings, which were just unaccessible.
Okay, so now you can go into the Buckingham Palace from what, like 3 years now? It's only 3 years old. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not.
Because you've only had access for 3 years.
You're the one that said that the old things were the only things that attract people.
And you haven't said a single thing that disputes that.
I have.
No, you haven't. You just mentioned a lot of old things.
The tourist industry has only been built up in the last 50 years. That's not old. 50 years is recent history.
Yes, of course, you fool. That's because tourism is only that old. Because people have only been able to afford to get on a plane for that period of time.
People have traveled for years by boat, by canoe, from all over the place.
That's the thing about these shores, is they're just like waves of people coming here by canoe.
Well, they were the Vikings came here in 948.
And
they only had paddle power then. There was very little wind in those days.
And you'd call them tourists?
Well, they pillaged and raped, but then again, you've only something to pass your time, haven't you? And also, Australia, I don't know how I think they stayed. Yeah. Australia, you haven't been to Australia, have you?
No.
You mentioned before their houses are bigger, but by comparison, they really are shacks. I've spent several months in Australia, and they're lovely people. I would take no.
But they live in shacks.
But by comparison, their houses are shacks. You know, they're hardly brick built. They're sort of chipboard and, you know, lacquer if you're lucky.
Lacquer if you're lucky?
Lacquer if you're lucky, all the L's together.
Lucky, lucky, lucky?
Yeah.
Well, that's presumably because their weather doesn't require bricks.
Well, I think actually, to be more honest, it's more of the fact that they normally have to be of a different construction because they're on the earthquake, liable to earthquake troubles. But I think they make the houses in the assumption that if they get knocked down, they can soon put them up again.
So to sum up, the countryside in Britain is brand new, and Australians all live in shacks.
That's basically it.
Okay, great. What a call. 500, and you see, it all goes down the toilet as soon as Kev comes in. How was the party, Kev?
Great.
What's your name? And how much did you drink?
Albert, where are you from?
Nothing.
Uh-huh.
Where's that?
In the first 5 minutes, how much did you drink? You got no idea. That much. 500 1053 89. I'm Nick Abbott in for Ian. This is Talk Radio.
You find turkey tedious? Are you bored with Brussels sprouts? Do you want to tell your Christmas stuffing to get stuffed? Then you've got to listen to Britain's Brightest Breakfast with me, Paul Ross, from 7 tomorrow morning, because a tip-top TV chef is coming in to tell you how you can pep up and zhuzh up your Christmas menu. Tasty. There's a good argument for listening. 1053, 1089 AM. Talk Radio. Oh, and by the way, yum, yum. 1053, 1089 AM. Talk Radio. Nick Abbott on 1053, 1089 AM. Talk Radio.
Yeah, get out, Kev, and don't you ever come back. 500 1053 89. It's a free call. I'm Nick Abbott in for Ian. He's away for a couple of days. I'll be doing this show as well over Christmas. On Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday mornings, which is like Monday night, Tuesday morning, and so on and so forth. Is that correct? I'll have to dial up the internet to find out when I'm working. How about, Sue, shall we do a lightning round soon? Now, I understand that this brand new, spectacularly colourful board might not easily facilitate the lightning round. It might be a really slow lightning round, like a sort of like a flickering kitchen light round.
Good morning.
But we'll try. Hello, Sue.
Hi.
How are you?
Not too bad. I'm just going to come back to this chap who rubbished and trivialised the great achievement that Ranulph Fiennes has accomplished, even though he had to abort this incredible trek that he's doing. I think it's all very well for people who sit at home and just listen to the sound bites that come off the radio, but I mean, I'd like to see him go, and you for that matter, do what Ranulph Fiennes has done at his age.
In his condition?
Well, no, he was perfect. He's an incredibly fit man, and I think he's an inspiration to people, not only of his age, but for anyone who...
Okay, well, like probably most people listening to this, I became disinterested in what he does a long time ago. So just to sum up for me, what exactly was it that he just did?
Well, what he intended to do was to cross the South Antarctic.
Right, for what purpose? Just because it's there?
No, not at all. It's for research, scientific research.
For research? Into what? Snow?
Oh, you're trying to... I mean, he's an incredibly
I know,
brave man.
Yeah, you said that, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of his incredulity. So what is it that he... why did he do that? Well, no, I'm not trivializing. These are perfectly reasonable questions. Okay.
Well, I've read his books, and when he comes back...
Okay, well, so you're exactly the right person to talk to. Why is he doing it?
It's just an insight into the tenacity, the requirements of the strength, the moral...
Right, so in other words, because it's there.
Well, if you put it like that, yes.
Well, that seems like a fatuous thing to do.
Pardon?
It seems like a wholly fatuous thing to do.
No, of course it isn't. If you say that, then why do people go anywhere? I mean,
I'll tell you why he does it, because he's hooked on the adrenaline rush of doing it. It's like why people climb mountains, why people drive fast, and why people go on roller coasters. It's an adrenaline rush. It's exciting, it's fun, and he would feel totally out of sorts sitting at home in an office.
Of course, and more power to the man. I'm really too grateful that people do that because I'm not in a position, I haven't got the balls, if you like to put it that way, to get off my backside and do it.
Well, why would you want to do it?
To have some achievement, to...
So you've walked across a featureless snowy waste, and then what?
Well, then what's the point in anything?
And the point of the thing is, he arrived alive. That would be the point of it.
Absolutely.
You didn't die. I mean, now I'm back to not getting it again.
No, but it's very easy for people to sit in their armchairs and to rubbish this man and to I don't know. I just find it
infuriating.
I do. Can I just say to you that there is a chap who regularly advertises in Q magazine for old tapes of your shows. I don't know why he wants them.
Really?
One day I'm going to write to him and ask him. Yeah, he comes from Shoreham, West Sussex. Is he a friend of yours? Is it you, actually?
Yeah, I have a postal address in Shoreham in West Sussex, just so that nobody will realise that I'm collecting my own material. Like I don't hear the sound of my own voice enough.
You said it.
All right, thanks, Sue.
Bye.
0500 1053 89. It's a free call. And shall I give out the fax number, or do we not care? Oh, yes, they do. It's a surprise all round. 0541 59 69 79. And a fax has just come in. Is that a fact? And Kev is going to stagger in here. Let's see if he can negotiate the double doors to get in the studio. There's one and two. How you doing there, Kev?
It's him.
Have you thrown up yet?
No.
Oh, it's the man with the internet site. So shall I give out the address?
Why not?
Because it is an impressive thing. Have you seen this?
I have.
Yes. And what's the other one?
Me, but
well, nobody likes you.
Frequently. I know you don't.
Nick, please help. I am a sorry student and he's an official lazy... What is this? An official lazy... Can I say that word?
Well, they said you can.
I can?
No. They said you can.
Are you saying no, I can't?
No, don't read that fax. Full of naughty words.
Well, why did you give it to me?
I didn't. Kevin took it in.
Have we not met? You give me a fax with naughty words in it, you expect me not to read it out in the air? I had a problem finding the dump button a little while ago. We had a major panic. Because there's a lot of buttons in here, as you know, that flash and are colourful. And the most important button in here is black on a dark grey background. I was freaking out. I was. I'm still sweating now. The sweat was dripping off me like I was in the shower. But and they were very relaxed about it in there because they were expecting me to dump it. And I had got no idea how to do it. Because, of course, when you're in a panic, your vision goes. And what I didn't see was the word dump with a button above it. I was just looking at all these bright lights, and I think, So it's been, perfectly okay without you. We're still on the air, but only just. Thanks a lot for your input. Yeah, and now get out. So the internet address, by the way, is, and he does think like a brewery, by the way, www.compura. No, is that con or com? Anybody know anything about these things? Con or com? For mother or Nick? Com / Nick - Abbott with one T and two B's. Now, we've done Sue, and she was great. What a lovely lady. How about, I'll do this completely fairly. The longest wait has been in London with Albert. He must be at least 63 years old. Albert.
Oh, good morning. Is it Nick or Mike?
Yes.
Oh, good morning, Nick. Tourists coming to England.
Oh.
I've got many friends who come here from Japan, Europe and America, and they asked me to take them to the Thames Barrier at Cheltenham. So that's about 3 miles from my home. So they're not all just sort of come to see the Tower of London and Buckingham Palace. And actually the interest is tremendous. I think the Thames Barrier is great.
But you understand what I'm saying? People do not decide to come on their holidays to Britain because of the Thames Barrier. They decide to come on their holidays to Britain because of the Queen and the Houses of Parliament and London Bridge and all of that jazz.
I think you're talking rubbish.
Or are you saying that people would come all the way from Japan just to look at...
Yes.
Just to look at something that's not even working?
It is working.
Well, not on a daily basis, it's not. Like, maybe once a year it works.
You can go along there and you can see the thing being closed. But you think that other countries, Japanese particularly, and Americans, they still like engineering projects.
Yeah, it's fun for all the family.
Well, I mean, yes, they do.
What?
Okay.
Now they're busy playing in my stuff again.
Okay, well, you're
But it was well done.
I'm telling you the truth. There are still people in the world.
No, you're not, man. You're talking rubbish. People do not come to this country to see modern feats of engineering. Precious little as there are in this country. People, it's like the same as saying people come to this country because of our modern architecture.
Okay.
Please.
In that case, then I think you're wrong. But still, thanks for listening to me. But people do come here, and they mention first the Thames Barrier.
Maybe the people that came to your house do. But, the great mass, on average, don't. I'll just say in closing that the people that came to visit you weren't average. And that's the nicest thing I can say about them. And you're probably not average yourself. It's just a guess. Here's Albie in the Wirral.
Hello there.
Hello, Albie.
Is that you, Mike, or Ian? I'm not too sure.
It sounds like me.
Well, I don't mean that. Your name, is it Mike or Ian?
It's neither. Nick.
Nick. Listen, Nick, I would like to make some comments about this lady from before. Australian. Making comments about our country. I think she's very unfair. Originally, they come from our country.
Originally what?
Their parents come from our country originally.
Okay, we'll be having subtitles along the bottom of your screen during the course of this call. Your parents come from Australia?
Their parents come from our country originally. And they come over to Palestine.
I heard it like 4 times. I still didn't get it. Her parents come from?
England, originally, so.
Okay. How do you know that?
Well, I should imagine so, because Australia...
You're just making it up?
I'm not making nothing up. You're making things up. You just pull that gentleman down. Look at the most beautiful country in the world. British Isles.
Okay, now, through there, you're getting like 1 in 3 of these words? Or nothing at all. Okay, well, listen, Albie, we're doing the show in English, so, you might like to call the... whatever language it is you're speaking. I'm sure you have a dedicated radio station. No idea. Sorry, mate. Here's one in Greenford. Paul.
Hello. Hello,
Paul.
Nick.
How are you?
I know you're Nick, not Ian or Mike or anything like that. I'm just wondering about that guy who said that Norfolk Broads was 100 years old.
Yeah.
He's wrong.
One of the intelligent things he said.
It's wrong. It's about 450 years old.
It's as old as we are.
It is.
And by we, I mean the surrounding countryside.
Yeah.
The planet we're standing on.
Not really that old. There'll be dinosaurs there. Well, then again, I've seen some of the women around that way. I've been there on holiday.
You don't sound old enough to be looking at women.
I'm 21 years old.
Oh, really?
I'm a security guard.
Okay, what type of thing are you guarding? Is it something like really unvaluable?
Big bakery, actually.
Bakery? Okay, so if they come in and steal your buns, then nobody could care one way or the other. So it's not like you're
well, no,
it's not like you're protecting diamonds or money or anything like really important that would require a deeper voice, I'm guessing.
The security guards wouldn't be allowed to, protect diamonds or gold.
The security guards wouldn't be able... Well, who would they get? Like your mother?
I don't know.
Security guards, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you know, this, on the Norfolk Broads, I've been on holiday, and there's, like an old abbey. These Benedictine monks lived in.
Oh, yeah.
And in the walls, like really old bricks, there's carvings from like 1600 and something or other.
What, 4 o'clock this afternoon?
Yeah.
Really? I would call the police immediately.
Isn't that old, yeah? Really that old. Anyway, I think you do a really good job. And I think you're much funnier than Ian.
Oh, no, that's a terrible thing to say while he's away.
I do.
But no, I can't let you say that. Modesty forbids, because this is his show and his audience. And virtually everybody listening to this will be biting the knobs off their radio trying to get at you. But thanks a lot, mate. And call me back when they've dropped. 0500 1053 89. It's a free call, and the fax number is 0541 59 69 79. And the idea is if somebody writes in a fax, do you write in a fax? You send one. Does it sound like I'm up to date with modern technology? Almost. And if it's like full of rude words, don't give it to me, because I'll just read it out on the air.
Here's one in, okay, it looks like Hoik. Jason.
Hello.
Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right, Nick, I'm phoning in about a debate in my hometown.
Is it a mass debate?
It's about women riders, the common riding. It's
the what? Sorry, no, you've lost me.
Common riding. It's a festival where the men ride. Well, they ride horses for about a period of 7 weeks. It's like they ride right round the country, and it's been the history of Hoik for about.
Really? Why do they do that?
It's well, it was to do with the Scots taking the flags, well, stealing the flag off the English in 1514, and it's went through history since then.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, and women are taking the men to court to see if they're wanted to ride.
And women do what?
They've been two women wanted to ride last year, and they've been taking the men to court.
Oh, because they won't let them?
Yeah.
Oh, really? How pathetic. And so what's the result? Or is it still subdued, as we can't talk about it?
Well, we had an election in Hoik about a week ago, and it was 5-1 against the women riding.
Oh, really?
And, well...
So it's really switched on, and they've almost stepped into the 1970s. Friday morning, as in Monday night, Tuesday morning? You understand what I mean?
Yeah, it's not good.
As in, this is Thursday morning?
Yeah.
Because I was talking about this when I was on last, but to me it's Wednesday. You know what I mean? Until I go to sleep and wake up and it's bright, it's not Thursday yet. But technically this is Thursday morning.
Yeah. Right, so I want to talk about these people who play computer games.
Okay. My guess is you're one of them.
No, I'm not one of them. All of my friends think they're one of them. And for some reason they say that I'm boring because I don't play enough.
No, that's not the reason they say you're boring.
Why? What is it?
I'll come up with a list. I'll send it to you in the post.
What was that? Hello?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I've got a really bad cold. I was coughing and spitting, but I pressed the button to cut the microphone off because I know that you didn't want to hear that.
Why?
You want to hear me cough and spit?
It's medicinal. Well, I was sure could you hear me cough and spit?
Well, I think you can't.
Yeah, so...
I wouldn't, I took note of your sensibilities, and I prevented you from that unpleasantness.
Yeah. So do you know people like this that play...
Computer games? You know what I did is I went to Sega World in London, which is like a big building which just has computer games in it. Yeah. And I haven't played computer games since they had Asteroids, which is like 15 years ago or something.
1980.
This was pre-Pac-Man. And, that makes you laugh, right? I'm that old. And so, Asteroids, which was just this little white triangle on a black background, no colour, which just moved around, it spun around. I learned later that you could also move it around the screen. It's like a little rocket that fires out the front. But I got no, so I just had it spinning around the centre. And asteroids come at it and you blow them up. Really, really simple. So I hadn't played a game since that. And so this place dedicated to the art was a revelation. And you know what they do? I mean, these people, Virginia Bottomman and that, keep banging on about violence on TV. Talk about violence. Unbelievable violence in video games. It's floor after floor of people getting shot and chopped and blown up, and they don't just die. They don't just like fall on the ground. They explode, and their exploding heads come towards you on the screen, and their flesh peels off, and their bones fall in a pile on the ground. And I'm not making that up. That is exactly what happens in some of these games. And you've got a gun. I mean, basically the only ones I could do is the ones with guns and the ones that were like cars on the road. Yeah. They had like loads and loads of games that had like 6 buttons, you know, and you needed 2 hands to play it. And there's, 13-year-olds who are flipping away at these things and all sorts of stuff's happening on the screen. And of course I try them and game's over, before I've even started. I've got no idea. So I could play the ones that you shoot at the screen, and the ones where you would drive a car. And in both of those games, I ended up dead. So it really was, a happy day out for all the family.
Well, isn't that sort of, don't you think that sort of are kids' things?
Say that again?
Do you think they are kids' things, like, really? think that like, people like in the 20s, like people I know what's like growing out of by now.
Yeah, well, absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's teenage stuff.
Hey, what other thing can you think of that sort of
Comics?
Grows with you? Yeah, well, not sort of...
That grows with you, or that you grow out of?
Well, it grows with you, because that's like sort of people's excuse to say, oh, it's like for all ages.
No, it's not. It's kid stuff. No, adults should have the better things to do, like, you know, watching TV, for instance. Think of all that TV you're missing by playing all those stupid games.
Or going out to the pub, which none of my friends will do, because it sounds embarrassing to them.
None of your friends who spend all their lives playing computer games will go out to the pub with you, and you're upset about that?
Yeah, because I've got nobody to go with.
Well, it sounds like you need a whole new social scene.
Well, so where do I get on?
Well, I don't know, leave the house once in a while. That might work.
Yeah, well, you look like a hard to get on your own, don't you?
On your own?
Well, all my friends sort of play on games.
Okay, well, do you have access to the internet? No, I'm going to get him advertising his wares on the internet.
What do you mean?
You have a computer?
No, I don't have a computer.
Okay, good. Well, maybe you should just, like, put an ad in a paper or something, and just, like, generally, leave me alone and stop whining.
Well, I thought you'd judge people whining. All people's misfortunes.
Yeah, well, there's nothing funnier. Well, that's what Jeremy Beale says. Okay, listen, mate, gotta go.
Okay.
0500 1053 89. It's a free call. Let's have one in... students. 4 people want to talk about students. Should we wipe these up, so to speak, really quick? Sasha.
Hi there.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. I'm going to your quick caller. No, not all students are uncreative, as you put it. I'm not uncreative.
Yeah, okay. What do you create?
I don't create anything, but the point is,
you could be creative if you tried. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, if you really put your mind to it.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
We're encouraging our lectures, our seminars, obviously, to comment, to interact.
Well, that's what I thought. I mean, I thought that guy was exaggerating wildly, that he went to university for 3 years and no student asked a single question. I mean, that's just plain rubbish.
It's a bit patronising, I thought, to be honest.
Yeah. And the way he said that he was an advanced student. Now, what he meant was he was a mature student. In other words, he was older than the rest of them, not more advanced. It sounds like a superior human race.
Yeah, we've got people like this here, actually. They think they're sort of, up there.
Although, I mean, when I was at university, the only people that were actually doing any work and the people that were asking all the questions were the mature students. Like the rest of us, oh, please, when is this over?
That's right, yeah, they don't stop talking, do they?
So he has a point, but he exaggerated too much.
Exactly. I mean, we've got a few here. I mean, they're like just basically summed up in 3 letters: SAD, sex, alcohol, and drugs. It's true.
Well, it sounds like an interesting lifestyle you've got going there, Sasha.
Not myself, though.
Oh, of course. Just someone you know.
Okay.
Right. Okay, listen, gotta go.
Okay.
0500 10 53 89. It's, all right, after these students, let's not talk about students anymore, because there's only so far you can go with that. Students in Edinburgh.
Hello.
I think we need some studying done in there. Edinburgh spelled EDINNBURGH.
All right, Nick.
Yeah.
I was just wanting to talk about I think students are very lazy people. I visit my girlfriend on a regular basis in Edinburgh, and
What, she's a student, you're not?
Yeah, she's a student, and she shares a flat with 3 other girls.
And they're never doing a stroke every time you go over there.
Stroke,
yeah, of course. Neither would you if you didn't have to.
None of them ever go to college.
Right, Nathan, now you're over-exaggerating. If you don't go to college, then you don't last very long.
They're never there. I've seen that day for 3 or 4 days, and they're partying every night.
Well, see, they're probably psychology students. You don't have to go but like 2 days a week.
Celtic for the league.
Celtic for the league. Okay, good one, pal. London, Mark.
Hello.
It's the last student call. Oh, no, there's another one.
Hello?
There's another one snuck in. Yeah, okay.
Hello, am I on?
It sounds like you.
Oh, right, yeah. I'm doing an MA in North London.
Yeah.
And I'm a mature student.
An MA on what?
Social anthropology.
See, another one of those. What are you going to do with that?
Yes, what am I? I don't consider it a vocational degree. I did my original BA in social studies.
And what are you going to do with that?
Yeah, but the thing is, what I'm doing at the moment, I'm funding my own way.
thank you very much, for all those people that don't think we're creative. And if they do have a problem with us being creative, well, I've been doing a lot of things that have been creative in my own time.
No, you've been very vague.
Yeah, okay, what do you want to know?
I want to know exactly what it is that you've been doing creatively.
Okay, well, creatively I've been doing a lot of acting, that's working paid acting rather than pretending to act, which is what a lot of people do, of course. Yes, good laugh.
Not acting up.
No, not
real acting.
No, real acting, on stage kind of thing, paid acting.
Now, a lot of actors listening to this are going to be like tearing their hair out. They haven't worked in 6 months.
Yeah, I know.
And you're like a part-timer coming in and taking their work.
Yeah, well, hey, all actors are part-timers, you know that, and you're in the business. But no, seriously, I'm a mature student, so I'm doing social anthropology as my MA.
But okay, now, I'm really curious. Why?
Why?
I mean, I've already asked you what are you going to do with it, and you didn't have an answer, so why are you doing it?
Well, for me, the academic world, this is what my beef that I've got with the people I've been calling earlier has been to do with, we're not creative, we're not productive and all the rest of it. For me, whilst I understand that education should be a training for people in many ways, or can be a training for people in many ways to go into a job.
Yeah, it's also a great excuse not to have a job.
Yeah, but it's easy to say that, but I think that a lot of people underestimate the value of thought in our society. And I think it's important that people think, people discuss, and people cogitate, at the risk of sounding like Lloyd Grossman, things that are more important to us. And it's people underestimate the value of thought in itself. I think that is very much underestimated. And when I'm doing
how would you put this into practice? Well, you'd have like sessions of. Well, would you stop people in the street and ask them for their thoughts?
Oh, we do all that in field work. Of course we do all that. That's what anthropology is about. I mean, anthropology is about it's in many ways a science. I mean, if you
no, it's no more a science than sociology is.
Oh no, well I would take issue with that, but it would take us a lot longer than we've got on the radio. But no, I mean, as I say, I'm having to fund what I'm doing, and I'm doing 2 24-hour shifts a week as a care worker. I'm working with a man with cerebral palsy in North London, and I'm doing that.
Okay, wait a second. Now you said 24-hour shifts, and we have a picture of you slaving away for that time, but you're probably catching like 16 hours sleep there, right?
Yes. No, I do 2 24-hour shifts a week. That's 24 hours from 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, but you're not actually working for that period of time. You're sleeping overnight, right?
No, as a care worker. Did you hear what I said?
I heard what you said, yes.
As a care worker. I'm looking after a man with cerebral palsy.
Okay, who presumably sleeps.
Oh, dear me. The man that I'm... Sorry, oh dear. We may have to go into a disability rights conversation here. The man that I'm working with works as a disability rights advisor. He gets up in the morning with my help. He gets up within half an hour.
Okay, now what happened that night? Are you sleeping? I mean, this is not an argument I want to have. It's just like a tiny point.
Yeah, within that 24-hour shift, I get 5 hours sleep.
Okay, that's all you need. That's what Margaret Thatcher says. Hell, that's an hour more than you need.
Right, so that's a 19-hour day I do.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, easy, yeah. Well, you do that, do you?
Of course.
On the radio, and I did a bit of radio, yeah, I've done that, yeah.
I think watching TV, for research purposes only, not about 19 hours a day, that does most days. Absolutely.
No, all I'm saying is that there are students in this country that apply themselves, that think hard, that fund themselves, more to the point, and that are doing jobs on the side, and not only doing jobs, but they're doing jobs that are worthwhile. And I like to think that I'm doing all right, really.
Yeah, busy taking jobs away from the poor, hard-working, desperate actors that are, like I said,
by the way, you're
tearing their hair out at home.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to do a play next week. I'm going to Ambleside for a week, doing a play there. Not getting paid, by the way, for that play.
Well, even so, you see, now you'll be able to get your equity card, which is a very important thing for you.
No, sorry.
Oh, really?
Got to do a lot of hours to get an equity card. So I haven't got that yet, I'm afraid.
Okay, you're clocking them up.
Yeah.
So what play is it? Anything that we will have heard of?
What that I've done?
No, what you're about to do. This is an ideal opportunity to give it a little plug now.
Well, a plug. Well, keep your eye on Off the Ground Productions. I'm part of a production company. We did a show in Edinburgh at the festival this year. Got a 5-star review from The Scotsman and The Big Issue, which is pretty good.
Okay, well that was a plug and a half. This is Talk Radio.
It's Talk Radio's Write Your Own Christmas Check with the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday.
We've got £30,000 to give away before Christmas, and the cheque that I want to pay belongs to Corina Vick. Americas. She's refusing to cook Christmas dinner because her husband hasn't finished refitting the kitchen, and so she wants to pay somebody to do the job properly. I'm starting the stopwatch now.
Hey, Tommy.
Oh, there you are. Hello. You called us within 15 minutes.
I did.
So, Talk Radio, the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday are going to double your cheque and give you £2,000.
This year's been a great year anyway, Tommy, so this is really good to see icing on the cake.
There's another Talk Radio blank cheque in Friday's Daily Mail. And listen out, your next chance to win is with Paul Ross this morning at 20 to 8 and later with Tommy Boyd and James Whale. Write your own Christmas cheque only on 10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio.
This is the sound to end unhappy nappy changes. All 100 nappies from newborn to junior now have failure-free grip strips. They'll refasten time and time again, even when covered in cream. Changing is quick and easy, and you get a lot less wriggles and a lot more giggles. Driest Pampers ever. For drier, happier changes.
Great talk all the time on 10:53, 10:89 a.m. This is Talk Radio.
4 o'clock, I'm Joanna Gosling. Michael Jackson's former housekeepers are threatening to blow open the child abuse scandal surrounding him by offering their inside story on Living with the Legends. The pair who worked at Jacko's Neverland Ranch for 10 years are calling their tell-all book Michael Jackson, Malice in Wonderland. And they're offering the movie rights for more than $24 million. Our LA correspondent Rachel Vigil says the couple are expecting serious money.
What they're trying to do is tout their story around, claiming it's going to reveal shocking details about Michael Jackson, and claiming it's going to stun the world, and they're upping a cool $24 million just as a starting bid. They're hoping the bid will go a lot higher.
A select committee of Belgian MPs has decided no further action should be taken against the country's deputy prime minister over paedophile allegations. Elio Di Rupo denied claims that he had sex with underage boys. The decision by the 11-member panel must now be endorsed by the Belgian Parliament. John Major's attempting to restore order to the government after the shock resignation of the Paymaster General David Willits. He's been quick to give the job to the Tory whip, Michael Bates. A 15-year-old boy has been questioned by police after a teenager was stabbed in a classroom brawl in South London. He's been released on bail. The 14-year-old who was injured is back home after hospital treatment. Sir Ranulph Fiennes has given up his great Antarctica adventure because of illness. The explorer was just a quarter of the way through his solo trek and halfway to the South Pole. His wife, Lady Gillian Fiennes, says it's too early to say whether he'll ever try again.
People say he's too old, but he's 52, but he is as fit as a sort of 45-year-old, and only he would know whether he wanted to or felt that he could. He may think it's wiser for him to find somebody else to do the expedition, and he would sort of organise it and back it.
Independent Radio News.
10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio.
Am I coming out nice and clear on the old airways?
Are you coming out? I don't know. The lightning round to start us off. How about I think? Hello?
I think. I think we're all totally insane.
Completely mad.
Oh, I think I'm going to go to sleep.
Hello?
I think I'm first Talk Radio television.
Good for you, sir or madam. Let's check. Sir or madam?
Yes.
It's okay. Neither of the above. And in betweeny. Hello?
I think you're gorgeous. What?
Now, how would you know? I look like the back end of a horse, madam.
I think, therefore AM. I think, therefore I'm spunk.
How do you? Only inquiring. Anybody else, I believe?
There's a man calling from the drunk tank. He made his first call from me. Nice to hear you back. Don't have to take the pills anymore. It was a song by Leonard Cohen. Thanks a lot, Len.
10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio. Nick Abbott on Talk Radio.
So Sandy's going to come this hour and talk about, I don't know, she manages to dredge up some interesting news. It's like one of those days. I was running to the toilet. Freezing Arctic wastes of the outside toilet in the building here during the news. Was there anything revelatory in there?
Apparently there's going to be a tell-all book about Michael Jackson.
Because, like I said, one of those really slow news days.
That's it.
A tell-all book, that'll be about 1,000 pages long.
No, but the interesting thing is it's written by his former housekeepers who are selling the movie rights for $24 million as an opening bid.
The movie rights.
Yes. Called Malice in Wonderland.
Well, that's a pretty good title. That's not bad. Yeah,
clever. So it's not worth 24 million quid then.
Well, who's going to play Michael? Di?
To be. Free. She's looking for a gig.
No. Never get into the costumes. 0500 1053 89. It's a free call. The fax number is 0541 59 69 79. And I've been asked by the guy who does my... it's got nothing to do with me. It's not like something that I've set up, but there's a chap who does an internet site on me that I've seen, went to one of these internet cafes, and it's very good. So I'm happy to give him a little plug, so to speak, and it's www.compura.com / I suppose that is, Nick-Abbot, A-B-B-O-T. I've exceeded the dose on every medication that I'm taking, by the way, so this last hour could be either sensational or I could be dead. Or both. Here's Durham. John.
Hello.
This is the last call we'll be taking about students.
Oh, sorry, just a couple of things have really wound me up. So, one of your lines was, hold on, I wrote it down, try really short one. Tell you what to write down and what to read when you did your degree or when you were at university.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I suggest what you write down, I suggest what you read. If they want to leave a lecture and not do so, that's their choice, their option.
Oh, that's right, but if they want...
if you just regurgitate what you write down, you're going to fail your exam.
No, that's not true.
You're not going to get a first by just regurgitating.
Well, that's why you didn't say that. You said going to fail. You probably won't get a first by just regurgitating.
Definitely won't get a first by just regurgitating.
Well, I'm not sure that definitely is quite right. But to get a first, you have to have a real aptitude for your work. You also have to work really hard. And in some cases, not all, because, remember, a lot of courses are pretty factual, and like physics, for instance, and maths. And then the facts check, you can't question them. You just got to know them and repeat them, right? I'm not talking about quantum physics and, the sort of philosophical realms of physics, but, some of them are just absolutely factual. That's it. Repeat it. You'll get a first.
Right.
But with the sort of more airy-fairy, useless subjects like psychology and philosophy and sociology and anthropology and all that rubbish, then, to get a first, you have to have a real aptitude, you have to really, really work hard, and you have to throw a little slant, something new in there to titillate the examiner. To get a 2-2, you either have to be brilliant and do no work at all, or you have to be, an average student and really, really work hard, and then you get a 2-2. To get a 2-1, then, like me, you have to, not really care one way or the other. You're just there to have a psychology. So I know what I'm talking about when I call them airy-fairy useless subjects. But, and you have to, pretty much just be there to have a bit of fun. Pick up a book 6 weeks before the exams. You get a 2-2, no problem.
I would suggest one of the problems where the public are concerned on university courses, the amount of people who are studying for degrees now.
Yeah.
And what they're getting.
Yeah, exactly. The rubbish subjects that people are spending their lives studying.
If you think that 10 or 15 years, people are actually leaving school in college and getting things called jobs.
Well, that's the reason that I went to university, is because I didn't like the idea of going and getting a job.
Yeah, but
and also, my parents would probably have beheaded me had I not done that. Sorry, I talked all the way over you. I didn't understand the word you said.
I had people on my course who are only doing it because if they hadn't taken the place at university, they would have lost their social security relief.
I didn't think do students get social security?
No, but... excuse me.
I bet you've got what I've got.
Let's say they're on benefits. If they can't get a job, they're told to improve themselves. If they're offered a degree place and they turn down the degree place, you can lose your social security because you are not making all efforts to find employment in the long term.
Right.
So you're getting people who can't get jobs, so they're doing a degree.
Well, now this is the same sort of thing as, every now and again the tabloid press gets into a lather and says that teenage girls are becoming pregnant just to get more social security. I mean, what
rubbish. You might get one or two individuals that would do something as stupid as that, but generally, no, that's not the case.
I'm not saying country, it's not the case, though, Nick. When were you at university?
Oh, you sound like you need medication. I'm going to send you some of the stuff that I'm taking.
Scotch, it was on this time, it's not working.
Yeah, you're dying over there. Some of them dial 999.
It goes...
Oh, this guy. I want to put you on hold now. In fact, I think you need, like, a rest of your throat more than anything. And I think we've gone as far as we can with that.
Right, one final point.
Oh, and another thing? I don't know. Will your throat take it?
Well, two final points. I told a lie.
No.
Only one on education, though.
Breathe.
The caller from Birmingham said that half his council tax goes on education.
Yeah.
What rubbish.
Is it? Right, but see, I don't really look at the thing too closely when it comes to it.
18%.
I just pay it.
They send you out a bill and it shows you a listing.
Yeah.
The highest amount goes on fire and health.
Right. Good.
Can I ask a personal question?
No. 0500 1053. Was that the other thing?
No. Or did kids enjoy Sega World?
I didn't take kids with me. I did it as I'm writing things for magazines, so that's what I did. I went to a Sega World and wrote a bit on it.
All right. If somebody wrote a bit on it, would you go and say kids of 9 and 12 would probably enjoy it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they want to go down to it, and it's a long way to go down.
Well, no, okay. Well, the thing that got me was it's quite expensive to get in. Are we allowed to talk about this? I mean, this is like advertising, isn't it? No, we're not allowed to talk about it. Oh, yes, we are allowed to. Yeah, you can. Okay. The thing about it is, it's quite.
I recommend other places as well.
Okay. Well,
be fair in your glowing praise.
Right. No, I'm not going to give it glowing praise because the thing that struck me was how wildly expensive it is to get in. Because this is just a building. It's not like you're entering Disney World. Am I allowed to say Disney World? Forget it. But, and then you go in, and all there is to do is, like, play games. Like, there's a few what they call dark rides. There's one on each floor. And there's, some of them are okay. But the big thing is playing games. They cost, like, £12 or something outrageous to get in. But then you look at how much it costs to play these games, because they're mostly all free once you get in, right? But they all still have the coin slot in, because that's the way the things were made.
Yeah.
And each of the games are like 50p or £1 to play. And because I haven't played those games, I mean, I haven't seen how much it is. I assume that they were like 10p to play, which is how they used to be when the Asteroids was the thing. But
my personal favourite was Pac-Man.
Pac-Man's no, that was
you mentioned that earlier.
Too complicated for me. I gave up after Asteroids because once they started moving direction, and forget it, I can't do that. But these are phenomenally expensive things, like £1 each. So if you think, well, that's 12 games, £12. Then it's extremely good value. But I question that £1 is good value to play a game that's over in 3 minutes. But yeah, they will. That's just my hands and nothing else. Yeah, they'll love it. If they like computer games, then they will. And they'll also like the Science Museum. For balance. Okay, thanks a lot, mate.
Thanks very much indeed. Enjoy the show.
Cheers. 0500 1053 89. And look at this. Absolutely smack on the nose for a break. This is Talk Radio.
It's showdown time in the Commons, and Europe in general is the gripe, the single currency in particular. We're in for 2 days of what promises to be heated debate. But we will shed less heat and more light on the debate, starting here on Talk Radio. Everything you wanted to know about a single currency but didn't know whom to ask. Guided by heavyweights, political and economic. And this is your chance to take part. I'm Scott Chisholm. Join us from 9 this morning and join in the great single currency debate and see if you change your mind. There's a good argument to listen at 10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio. Feature comfort of a different kind. Nick Abbot on Talk Radio. This is a really fat, heavy track, isn't it? Any idea what this is? I used to ask Kev what this was like every time he would play it when I was here in
Rage Against the Machine, yeah.
July or August, whenever it was. Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah. Killing in the Name of, I think that is.
Yeah. Oh, happy music. Yes. Lovely. Lovely. Wish I hadn't asked there. Here's one in Birmingham. Hello, Derek.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, sorry, am I on?
Yes.
I beg your pardon. I thought it was Miss coming on. I'm following up about what you were saying about the effect of films and the video games.
Yeah, which hasn't been established, by the way. There's, you know, like the Mirror, the Daily Mirror, yesterday in their comments section. Not every idea Virginia Bottomley comes up with is half-baked or worse, it says. There is good sense behind her latest plan to try to control what children watch on television. Yeah, see, already it's wrong. It's not what children watch, it's what everybody watches, and children is the excuse. It is an inescapable fact, it says, that some programs, particularly violent ones, harm some youngsters. It is not an inescapable fact. It has never been proved. In fact, you could come up with as many studies that say it has no effect as there are studies that say it has an effect. So, you know, I mean, everybody's like jumping the gun and saying that it's the fact. It's not. It's rubbish.
Opinions.
Exactly.
With a lot of people coming down on either side.
Yes, and as I mentioned before, I mean, you could say, well, you know, look at, for instance, Japan. Much more violent television than we have, much less violent society. Figure that out. I mean, where is your equation there?
Well, I suppose I come down on the side of the conviction that it does affect.
Right, but you don't have any basis of, there's no fact behind that, it's just an opinion, right?
It's an opinion.
Okay, sure.
Personal experience, observation, but I haven't got sort of a...
But you understand that kids have been reading violent comics for many years before they were watching violence on television.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, like superheroes and the gangster things, you know, like prohibition stuff when the people were getting machine gunned with the drive-by shootings, all that sort of stuff. The kids have been sucking up and playing with their toy soldiers and their action men and their guns and so on and so forth. And so, you know, it's not television. It's like boys. That's what they like. That's what, and it's inbred in all of us. It's part of our genes, our very makeup.
You know, when you were saying about the video games where even things like exploding heads and things.
Yeah.
And when you were talking just a few minutes ago, and somebody mentioned Pac-Man, and you mentioned, what was it, asteroids?
Yeah.
I remember going back a few years. For me, it was Space Invaders.
Right.
And it just occurred to me, you know, as I was thinking that although the exploding head thing sounds horrendous, the Pac-Man thing was, you know, these...
Right, think about it, yeah.
Not the Pac-Man, the Space Invaders,
yeah.
Creepy crawlies coming down and then the violence of shooting them. So it's a matter of degree, I suppose. There's a computer game that I enjoyed, which was Tetris. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Oh, talk about maddening. The thing with the shapes that come down?
That's right.
Oh, I hate that.
But I could sort of make a distinction between that and the violence.
Yeah, of course, there's a major distinction. But, I mean, here's the point, okay? If you remove all violence from television and from films, do you think that we would still have a violent society? And the answer to that question is, of course we would.
But then you could argue the case of the degree.
No, I don't think you could.
Well, you know something you said earlier, which you mentioned about lads going to see sort of Schwarzenegger. Right?
Yeah.
And they come out of watching the film, and then for a short while...
Arnold Schwarzenegger, yeah.
That's what you said.
That's right.
And you then said, and then they go and talk to their friends, and it wears off, I think was the word you used.
Yeah, it does.
Right. So my suggestion or question is, if then, instead of watching that film for an hour or so...
They went and saw Love Story?
No. They're watching film upon film upon film of that nature and worse, like you said about the cartoon type thing in the past.
Okay, right. Well, I've heard this argument, and then here's my argument. Okay, the British Board of Film Classification, the, I don't know, however many, the 12 good men and true, or however many it is to make it up, see the most vile and disgusting, perverted sex and violence, much more so than we do, because they cut all that stuff out before we get to see it.
Right.
Now, are these wildly perverted, violent people?
Well,
they see like 5 films a day.
Okay, so the question can be, may it be affecting them, or may they be extremely strong, mentally, physically, spiritually, that they can fend off whatever evil may grip those of us who are left?
And now we're back at, because there are some idiots, then everybody has to suffer. And I don't buy that, because then you go down that road and nobody gets to drive a car and nobody gets to cross the road, nobody gets to go in the kitchen, and, you know, where do you start?
That's a fair comment, but I would still put forward. I read something the other day, and it was about this, I don't know where it was now, but this weighing scales. And it was so accurate that what I read said that if you signed your name on a piece of paper and put it on one side of the scales, and then you put a similar piece of paper on the other side without the signature, it would register on the scales because they were so sensitive. And my belief is that the mind is very, very delicate. And in the same way as like the other analogy that came to my mind was the question of a car. If you've got your car and you put in 4-star and then another day...
Yeah, I know the point you're making. And the point, in brief, is what you're saying is it'll help, right? If we don't have violence on TV, it'll help. In some small way, it'll help.
And what we feed our mind.
Okay, well then you can say, well, if we ban alcohol, it'll help.
Right.
Where do you stop?
So they're all contributory factors. We can argue moderation.
No, I could argue that they're not. Because why? Why? If a constant diet of violence will affect people to make them violent, how come that James Furman, who is head of the British Board of Film Classification, who sees all these wildly violent movies, how come he hasn't killed someone yet?
Well, he may be very, very strong mentally and spiritually and physically.
No, I mean, we can go around in circles all day about this. Well, basically, it's personal freedom. And my personal view is that there are enough restrictions on our personal freedom in this country that we don't need any more. I mean, you have to go to... Well, we're going to start listing them, but you can basically say every other country in the civilized Western world to do, the basic things like looking at people having sex. Let's go back to that one again, because it's just like the most obvious one. You can do it, but you can't look at it in this country. In Germany you can, in France you can, in America, in Holland and Sweden and Finland and every other country you can think of. How come we are thought of by the people that run this country as so stupid and childish and incapable of controlling ourselves that we have to have all of these, and that's just an example of them, all of these restrictions on our personal freedom? I just don't buy it. I just don't buy that the British people are a bunch of stupid, moronic, childish, weak-willed fools that can't cope. As compared with, everybody else in the world. I just don't get it, and I don't accept it, and I don't buy it. And I don't think that you should either. 0500 1053 89. It's a free call. What about Newcastle? Dave.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, mate. Yeah, it was very well commented on with that guy then.
Well, if he was a nice bloke, but if I'd continued to having that discussion with him, then I could still have been here this time tomorrow, and neither of us would have...
you were going around in circles, really.
Yeah, completely.
He said a lot of true things, but I agree with what you were saying. It's up to us, really, isn't it?
No, it isn't up to us, but it should be.
No, that's what I think. You were talking about the internet before.
Oh, yeah.
And really, I think that, we see or we get what we want to get. And, okay, there's going to be some lunatics in this world that are going to go and do something nasty because what they see or hear. But
they're going to, they'll do it anyway. And there's no study to say that they won't, because how can you, there's no proof one way or the other. It's just my opinion, do we really need to go around all this again?
No.
Nuts are going to do stupid things no matter what.
No matter what, yeah, exactly. So what they say on telly is just let us see what we want to see, and, just let's not go and hassle about it.
Right.
Anyway, what I wanted to talk to you about was the internet. I was just quite interested in what you were saying about Pac-Man and asteroids, and I was just going to ask you how much you actually knew about the internet. Because
Pac-Man and the asteroids?
If the last game you ever played was Pac-Man and asteroids, then God almighty, I mean, I feel for you, mate.
What is that going to do with the internet?
Well, you see, if that's the last thing, the video game that you got in touch with, then obviously you don't really have a faintest idea about the internet.
Well, computer games and the internet are two completely different things.
No, well, maybe
even I, in my ignorance, know that.
Maybe the games on the internet, but,
you mean computers?
No, well, computer games, maybe, more than anything.
Right, well, the games have got nothing to do with the internet.
No, but... No,
you're busy telling me I don't know anything about the subject, and then you say something that's like completely false.
Sorry. Games is a big business on the internet at the moment. BT have got this service at the moment called Wireplay.
Well, then it only has something to do with the internet in that it has something to do with, a record store where they sell them. It's just a method of...
no.
Of buying them and transferring them.
Oh, no. It's quite similar to the internet.
Only in that it's got something to do with computers.
No, you play games live against other people. You actually... You log on to your game and you play against another person in Edinburgh, Nottingham, wherever.
Right.
And it's a very, very big business at the moment. And I mean, I was just like, I'm a student myself, and I was just quite interested in what you were saying. Sorry,
you got nothing better to do but play games with people in Edinburgh, of course.
Well, yeah, but you just seem very short of knowledge on the actual. The whole thing, I mean...
Yeah, as opposed to you. But maybe you could give me a seminar sometime.
Well, of course I can. A BA, what you want?
BA, well, B something. Pick another letter from the alphabet. 0500 1053 89. The internet is just a way of sending it. It's got nothing to do with... It's like saying words. Oh, you don't know anything about words? Because you haven't been playing on the internet. Huh? Here's, hi, Wickham. Lynn. Hi, Wickham.
Oh, yeah. I agree with you. I think all this business about the TV programs and games that children play affect their behaviour. I think it's a load of rubbish. I think it's the way people behave is something within themselves, and what goes on in the media has got nothing to do with it. If they're going to do something, they'll do it regardless of what's on telly.
And people are talking about it like kids are only now discovering violence because they can see it on TV. You know, when I was growing up, so the same amount of violence wasn't available on telly, or to a certain extent in the cinemas. But I was imagining it as I was playing with my toy soldiers and my action man. And
Cowboys and Indians killing each other.
Of course, and the guns that their parents give their kids.
Yeah.
So, it's not like... And as I was talking before, like the comics. And because it's just like a flat picture, doesn't mean to say that that's all that you see, because in your mind you're seeing, like, blood gushing and so on and so forth, even if it's not drawn on the page.
Well, especially with years ago, because when you read, you imagine more, you're imagining it yourself, and your imagination could run wild with you, whereas children are seeing on the TV what they see. They're not imagining anymore, and I'm sure we imagine worse things than what are actually seen on TV.
So basically, it's just a lot of people who are scrabbling around trying to explain to themselves why society is not this sort of fuzzy chocolate box, beautiful oldie England, like they remember it was, but it never really was. Like all those brown period dramas that you see on TV. How come everybody isn't playing tennis and having tea on the lawn, all that sort of rubbish, and people are busy getting mugged on their way home from the train?
Yeah.
It always was like this, and it always will be like this, and the amount of and here comes, it's twin, but the two have got nothing to do with each other, unless, you want them to have. Sex and violence got nothing to do with it on TV and in books. How come, by the way, TV is the thing? What about books?
Yeah.
The reason that they won't censor books is because
they're not intelligent enough to read and find out what's in them.
Well, it's two reasons. Books aren't a very sexy medium, so that the tabloid press won't get behind a politician that says we must ban books. And also, it's like a little too close to them. Oh, wait a minute, they're starting to look at words now, and that's what we deal in. So TV is the thing that you can... it's just like cheap political points. And we're the ones who stuff. You and me and everybody listening to this.
Well, I think...
how much more restrictions on our personal freedom do we need?
I think children will suffer if all realism is taken out of television. They're going to grow up thinking everything is rosy outside. They're not going to know what goes on outside in the world because they're seeing everything as perfect.
Well, that's not entirely true, because they will also experience outside. I mean, that's why, for instance, the drugs thing didn't work when, the government was telling you, take drugs, you'll die. It's because kids know that that's not true because of their own experience, the experience of their friends. Yeah. That's why that didn't work, and that's why now, it seems, for the first time in history in this country, they've actually come out with some intelligent, rational, adult guidelines about drugs in the, as the case is at present, in clubs.
Oh, sausages. Sorry, I dropped something.
What, sausages?
No, but that was this is
That was the first word that came to mind. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks a lot then.
Okay then.
0500 to 10 53 89. It's a free call. This is Talk Radio.
It's Talk Radio's Write Your Own Christmas Check with the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday.
We've got £30,000 to give away before Christmas, and the cheque that I want to pay belongs to Corina Vickers. She's refusing to cook Christmas dinner because her husband hasn't finished refitting the kitchen, and so she wants to pay somebody to do the job properly. I'm starting the stopwatch now.
Hi, Tommy.
Oh, there you are. Hello. You called us within 15 minutes.
I did.
So, Talk Radio, the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday are going to double your cheque and give you £2,000.
This year's been a great year anyway, Tommy, so this is really icing on the cake.
There's another Talk Radio blank check in Friday's Daily Mail. And listen out, your next chance to win is with Paul Ross this morning at 20 to 8 and later with Tommy Boyd and James Whale. Write your own Christmas check only on 10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio.
Talk to Miss Abbott. We call 0500 1053 89.
We call 0500 1053 89.
Right, Sandy will be in about 15 minutes. Oh, dear. Let's see if she's come up with, I don't know, something interesting in the news. Anything. Here's Grays. Where's that? Pete.
Hello.
Where's Grays?
Where's Grays? Hello?
Okay, let me say it again. Where's Grays?
Where is Grays?
No, where's Grays?
Where's Grays?
All right, where is Grays?
Where is Grays? Yeah, it's in North East London, yeah.
Is it?
Well, it's north to North East London, yeah.
Huh, never heard of it.
Grays?
Grays?
Yeah, hello. Am I on air?
Yes.
I'm Thurrock. I'm from Thurrock.
Well, okay, so, all right, Thurrock, near Grays.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Not quite there, but slightly, yeah. Just a weird question come on, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I said on my screen Grays. I just never heard of it. I just wanted to know what it was.
I told you receptionist geezer who takes your safety tools, yeah, and then I said, hello, I'm Pete from Thurrock, as usual, and there I am.
And he put up Grays.
Well,
that's a pretty precise geographical knowledge there. Excellent.
Well, yeah, anyway, so somewhere near the M25.
Okay,
anyway.
That's too much information. Carry on.
Anyway, did you want to ask me any questions?
Only what it is that you wanted to talk about.
All right, well, no, you heard about yesterday with the Backwall Tunnel and all that.
Oh, was that yesterday? I thought that was like a couple of days ago.
No, where are we? Yeah, a couple of days ago. Well, it was still finishing this time yesterday, what I heard.
Really?
Yeah, I got caught in a bit of a snarl up on the M25, mate. Apparently, biggest traffic jam in London for, 16 years. And I'm wondering about national gridlock, you see.
Yeah.
Does that mean anything to and we had tailback to Liverpool Street in the city, and as far as Barking in Essex. And it took some people 8 hours to get home last night because a lorry got stuck under the Blackwall Tunnel.
Good, they should use public transport.
Well, there's that, isn't there? But, I mean, I'm not a driver by choice. Yeah, I drive as a job.
Right, you sound like a cabbie.
Oh, I ain't a cabbie, no. Oh, cheers.
Well, I don't mean that as an insult, it's just that you sound like a cabbie, the way you're describing...
I sound like a Londoner.
Yeah, when you're describing the roads that it was backed up till and, you know...
Yeah, no, I saw the local news, that was all.
Oh, right.
No, I drive somebody else around for a living.
Like a student, you're just reporting it verbatim.
Yeah, I heard you talking about students earlier.
Oh, well, let's not get into that again.
Yeah, all right, we don't want to get into that again. Yeah, fair enough. I think you gave them a pretty hard deal myself, but there you go. I used to be a student once. But, no, I see what you're saying. No, I'm not a cabbie.
So, national traffic gridlock, that's what you're worried about?
Yeah,
I know there's any sleep on that.
Well, I see you're saying it. How much driving do you do on M25?
Zero. I don't drive, I haven't got a car.
You ain't got a car? Do you mind me asking where Talk Radio's based? Because I don't know.
Yeah, P.O. Box.
No, I mean, which part of the country?
London.
We're in London, mate.
Oh, I couldn't possibly tell you that.
Come on, for God's sake.
West End.
In the West End, right, we're in the West End.
Well, now you're going too specific. You see, having people coming to the building with we can all look at taking each other and maybe looking things up in those trees. Well, what's nice trees, by the way? If you're working on a few of those baubles home, I'll leave, because, you know, I might not come back.
Yeah, what do you think about, if we're talking about traffic, what do you think about the pedestrianisation, I can't even say it.
I think they should pedestrianise everything.
Of Oxford Street.
Oxford Street?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
No, they should put trams down the middle of Oxford Street, and they should pedestrianise the rest of it.
You and I should go out for dinner.
We're like cosmic twins.
I had exactly the idea, when I saw it on the news the other night, and then...
Oh, yeah, now you say you thought of it first. Now it's becoming like a money-spinning prospect. Now you say, it's your idea all along.
Yeah, they will go. We can't pedestrianise it because people won't be able to, there's no access anymore. And all the shops are complaining because everybody's going to the out-of-town places like near me, yeah?
Like, try and take a bus down Oxford Street just like any other high street in...
But you know,
and it takes you forever to get from one end to the other. So just knock all the buses and the cabs and the cars out, put trams down the middle of them, and pedestrianise the rest.
Exactly. I live in Thurrock, yeah? And
is that anywhere near Grays?
Yeah, mate. But you know Lakeside, Thurrock Lakeside, the big shopping centre out.
Heard of it?
Yeah, and it's like Brent Cross as well.
Heard of that too?
Yeah, all that. All those, now central London's such a nightmare, and on top of that we've got the threat of like bombs and all that sort of thing at this time of year, and, which has gone on. I don't want to be political on air, of course, because I wouldn't dare, but I used to work in central London when we had a lot of threat, and I was working in a shop, I wouldn't say the name of the shop, but I was working in a shop opposite another shop when a big bomb went off, and frankly it scared the damn hell out of me, and I had to...
I like to see about bombs, yeah.
Yeah, well they do, I mean it made the windows shake, and I was like, okay. And I was only doing a part-time job down there, and I thought, I really don't want to be blown up for anybody's cause.
But how did we get onto this now?
No, we were talking about traffic. This is what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that all the people are going out to these shopping centres because they'd rather not come into London.
Right.
The traffic, the threat, everything is stopping them from coming in.
It's a one-stop shop. Talk about convenient.
Why? What, is out of town? Out of town's a one-stop shop.
Yeah, everything you just said was, these out-of-town shopping centres.
Yeah, but...
And all those, all the shops are exactly the same. They're selling exactly the same stuff. And it's really antiseptic, sanitised environment. It's really dull and boring, and you can't get anything remotely interesting there.
They're so impersonal, aren't they? They're so impersonal, Nick.
Exactly.
That's the whole point.
A return to the high streets. That's what... Oh, let's not get into that.
No, okay.
Okay, listen, you've taken us along too many avenues that we don't want to see.
We can talk about traffic. I'm all right, because I was fed up with the Blackwall Tunnel.
Haven't we talked about traffic already?
Yeah, well, it took a lot of people 8 hours to get home last night, according to...
It's taking 8 hours to get to this call.
Oh, all right. Do you want to ask me a question?
Yeah.
No, that's your job. All right,
okay, how long will it take for you to hang up if I plead? I'm begging on my knees.
All right, cheers, mate. No, I can talk about traffic problems all over the country, because I've been all around.
Okay, well, listen, do me a favour. Go to somewhere else in the country and to talk about it to, the first person you see.
Before I go.
Oh, brief?
Yeah, okay. Listen, I listened to talk radio when it started, right at the beginning, yeah? And it was way easier to get on air then. That's all I can say, man. I've been waiting for days. But that's it, man. That's all I wanted to say.
All right, thanks a lot, mate.
All right, cheers. See you later.
0500 1053. There's a man who was waiting for days. And did he have his...
keep people on hold for a long time.
Well, even before you get here. So when it says 10:02 on my screen, as in time waiting, that's actually days and minutes, is it?
Yes, that was the year.
He's been waiting since, around the time of the 10.
Yeah, before the war.
Okay, this is Talk Radio. I'm Miss Abbott, and Sandy will be in very briefly, and this massage now.
This Saturday morning and every weekend while Sean Bolter's away, join me, David Banks, from 6:30 till 10. Is this where I talk? No, Nick. On Saturday, I'll be ghost hunting. I'll be talking to Dave Lanning about what's on my box, and I'll be taking your calls and faxes. Oh, Nick Ferrari. No, Nick. Join with me on Sunday. On Saturday morning, it's just fancy. David Banks, Saturday morning, 6:30 till 10, 10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio. Choose the comfort of a different sound. Nick Abbott on Talk Radio.
Okay, how about Dartford? Oh, hello, Sandy.
Morning.
Hi, Francis.
Good morning, Nicky. Am I allowed to call you Nicky?
No.
Think so?
No.
No? Oh.
Nicky? What kind of a name is that for a grown-up? Nicky.
You're a nice grown-up.
That's kind of scary laugh you got there, Francis.
I don't mean to confuse you. It must be how I'm feeling, a bit bewitched, spotted and bewildered.
Bewildered, yeah, that was the phrase I was going to use.
Oh, instead of this, never mind.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So, anyway.
Why did
why did you ring? I put you on hold. Meanwhile, Sandy.
Good morning, how are you?
Oh, I haven't seen you in a dog's age.
It's a long time, yeah.
So did you come up with anything?
Matchsticks on the eyelids a bit this morning.
What, you or me?
Me. Because, you know, it was Star's Christmas party last night.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Which has nothing to do with the reason that Ian isn't here.
No, nothing at all. No.
I would hate to, suggest that free drink drove him away from his own show.
Something, no. He works very hard, you know. Much harder than the rest of the creatures.
What, does he have another job?
Pulling faces out through the glass. Good party. Enjoyed it. Anyway, that's by the by.
So did anybody do anything really embarrassing there?
No, I don't
What did you do, Sandy?
I behaved myself impeccably. I always do.
Did anybody try to take advantage of you?
No.
Anybody come on a little bit fresh, you know, like they sort of saw you from afar, like during the course of the year, and they thought...
I flirted with lots of people, and they flirted back, but that's normal, isn't it, office parties? Isn't it?
Well, no, it
getting a very
depends.
shocked look here.
Depends on what flirting means.
Flirting is just like saying, you're looking very nice tonight, and things like that. You know, that's flirting.
That's not flirting, that's just politeness.
It's nice, yes. Very nice evening. Thank you.
Did you score? Okay.
Anyway, after 5 o'clock this morning, when Chris Ashley joined me, we will be talking... There's loads of stories around this morning.
There are?
I think sort of, nothing sort of hugely dramatic that sort of slaps you between the eyes and this is the big issue of the day. Although,
No
of course,
plane crashes,
no plane crashes, no. Although, of course, we ought to talk about parliamentary sleaze if people feel so inclined.
Word. Sleaze. Talk about the most overused word of the year.
It's a great word, though, isn't it?
Awful.
It's onomatopoeic.
If I never hear that word again, it'll be too soon.
Well, Mr. Woolett's decision to do the decent thing and resign is, according to some of the papers, not before time. Some of them point out that, of course, he has resigned after the big investigation into how he behaved, and it would have been more honourable to resign after the behaviour rather than after being found out about the behaviour.
But more stupid, though, because, I mean, if the case came out and exonerated him completely, then he'd look like a bit of a fool if he'd resigned, and which would suggest that he was guilty.
You can't have been expecting it not to be discovered.
Well, are you saying that any investigation carried out by the government into itself wouldn't come up with anything other than the truth?
Take that back.
Yeah.
It's a fair point. If you've got a view on whether politicians ever do the decent thing at the right time in their career, then call us. I'm sure this is a story that's going to get people agitated this morning. It's been revealed that inmates are going to get a Christmas bonus. 10 quid if you behave decently in jail over Christmas. You will get a Christmas bonus. Now, that's about the same dosh as the pensioners get.
If you behave decently?
In prison.
Is this... Now, either everybody's disbehaving all the time, or Christmas is the time of mass disbehavement.
Well, that's a good word, isn't it?
I have no idea. I very much doubt it.
I would imagine that part of this is an incentive scheme, really, to try and keep things smooth and operating properly over Christmas. I would love to hear from a prison officer who can enlighten us as to whether staffing levels are reduced over Christmas. Bless you. And therefore whether it's a tougher time to keep order, and therefore something like a £10 incentive scheme is actually a way of, in the long run, saving a great deal of money by preventing trouble. Is this a preventative measure, or is this just a great stop to people who are in prison over Christmas? They're going to get, for instance, I was reading, satellite TV will be available soon over Christmas. They're all going to get their Christmas grub, and they're going to get a £10 bonus. Is this just rewarding people for being inside at the wrong time of year?
Right, now my question about that is, which channel on satellite TV? If it's like the learning channel, then that's not exactly a bonus, is it?
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Well, the sports channel.
Can you imagine the fights? Because they're not going to have their individual TVs. There'll be like 50 people crowded around one tiny TV, which will probably be bolted on the wall, like 12 feet up. And they won't have a remote control because that will have been confiscated. So it'll be just on the one channel. Can you imagine the fights? In the,
make most people's domestic situation look like
and
nothing, will it?
that's what the £10 is there to prevent. Just be happy with Nickelodeon is what it's for, right?
Driving. We'll talk driving as well. There is an initiative around this morning to try and force drivers to pay the costs of hospital treatment of anybody that's injured in an accident. Road accidents cost the health service a vast amount of money.
Don't they do that through insurance?
No, not all the costs. I mean, if you go into hospital, if you've had, say, I was in an accident and had whiplash injuries, and the cost of treating that was recovered from insurance. But this is a more comprehensive scheme for all hospital costs incurred from road accidents, which, again, sounds like a very good idea. Why should the rest of the NHS pick up the cost of road accidents until you start to work out what it would do to driving, to motoring insurance?
Oh, through the roof.
Absolutely enormous. And there are enough people driving without insurance already.
Although, I mean, in America, surely insurance would cover medical bills because it ain't free over there. And is insurance much more expensive in America than it is here? I very much doubt it. My guess is probably cheaper.
Yeah, let's hear from someone in the States who can enlighten us on that as well.
Really? That's fine.
Well, what I meant by that is someone from the States who lives here.
Oh, right.
We've got a caller, I forget her name, Alice, who lives in Winning Forest, who's an expat American.
Oh, you
an expat,
don't want to talk to her?
She calls regularly and tells us about life stateside. So if you're listening, Alice, enlighten us on that one. And a bit of fun, we will talk about Danger Mouse. For some reason, somebody seems to think I'm a big Danger Mouse nut. And I've been sent pages and pages and pages and pages of trivia about Danger Mouse this morning. You know Danger Mouse, son?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right, Danger Mouse. Don't you know Danger Mouse? You know Danger Mouse?
Danger Man.
No, Danger Mouse. Oh dear. I thought
Danger Mouse?
It's a little cartoon character. And there's Danger Mouse.
Something you saw in the hospital.
And of course I've forgotten all the baddies' names now. I've got them all outside. But it's one of these cartoons a bit like The Simpsons, but it's not really meant for kids.
You only work a few hours a day, don't you?
I do, yes. Watch a lot of telly. I know, I'm sad. I should shut up before I dig myself even further into a corner. But I will. I'll shut up.
Sandy, can you tell the President Mrs. Ashley that Chris is actually here?
All right. Chris is here, Margaret. Somewhere, allegedly.
Now, were you digging yourself into a hole, or were you backing yourself into a corner?
Both.
At the same time, right.
It's been a long night, all right?
Yes.
Make a land.
Okay, well, so the news is that Sandy didn't score at the staff party. And do we have a break to come? Or is that later? Oh, that's much, much later. Okay, so maybe now we can, or is that...
No, that's it, fine. I'll be with you at 5 o'clock.
Yeah?
You turn to the phone.
Okay, because this nice lady has been hanging on a dog's leg now. Hello, Francis. She's gone.
She's gone.
Hooray. It's a dream come true. Here it's Michael in Birmingham. Hello, Michael. You're on Talk Radio.
Yeah, I was just thinking about if these sentences had their way right, you'd have no swearing, no smoking, no drinking, no sex, no violence. And to me, that would make a very boring film, wouldn't it?
It'd be like Neighbours all day long.
Yeah, and another thing, they'd probably want to edit the violent scenes out of wildlife as well, wouldn't they?
Well, that's a good point. The sex and the violence out of wildlife, yeah.
And then you got, I don't know if you remember these old westerns or whatever, and the baddies used to get shot, like the Randall Scott movies and things like that.
Yeah, no blood.
No blood, and I was used to be a kid and I always wondered, where's all the blood? And to me, that's more violent than anything else. Well, it's not showing what it's really like, is it?
Yeah, that's a very good point. Is that if you brought up to believe that if you shoot someone or stab someone, then they're going to die very cleanly, and it's not actually even going to hurt them very much, then that can't be healthy. But if you show violence in all its gory detail, then that seems like a more healthy thing to me.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine a film like The Terminator or that recently new film, Independence Day? Can you imagine that film with none of those elements in it at all?
Well, Independence Day didn't have much like one-to-one violence. There's hundreds of millions of people dying, but we didn't actually see much individual suffering. But the thing that gets me about movies and violence is that it's not the depiction of violence; it's the depiction of violence as a cool thing to do. I mean, I think that is a bit of a problem. like people like Paul Verhoeven movies, where people don't get shot, they get shot 100 times in close-up, and then the guy makes a, cute remark about it, and it's like a funny thing to do. I think that's a bit of a problem, but, I wouldn't take away their rights to do it. It's just that, that's my personal preference. I don't particularly like movies by Paul Verhoeven, but there it is. And, his ilk, and his like. Ilk or like? Which do you like, ilk or like? Like? I'll go with that one then. Thanks again. All right, 0500 1053 89. It's a free call. I'm Nick Abbott in for Ian. And he's away for a couple of days, and he is not on leave for any reason that has anything to do with the staff party. Here is Kidderminster. Gavin.
Hiya, mate.
How are you?
Not too bad. I was going to ask you a question.
What is your query, sir?
Can you name the book which consists of loads of violence?
The Bible.
Murder, rape, everything in there. Is Virginia possibly going to ban that?
Well, I don't know. Let's put it to her. Virginia, thanks very much for coming down today. Taking time out of your busy schedule. No, probably not is the answer to that question.
Yeah. And do you like those Japanese manga?
What, the movies or the comics? Well, it doesn't matter which.
Neither.
No, they show them on Channel 4 at about 2 in the morning, don't they? Yeah. No, I taped one once when I got about 10 minutes through it, and I thought this is a load of hilarious.
I think it's more fun than anything else. It's just
anything else?
Hilarious.
Oh, man, I'm going to have to send a couple of books over to your place. Like The Joy of Sex, for a start.
I could probably do with something.
Yeah, okay, well, watch for it out your door. It'll be appearing in a brown paper wrapper. Make sure you get the post before your mother does. See, mate, 0500 1053 89. It's a free call. The fax number is 0541 59 69 79. And the address, because I'm going to be here tonight, tomorrow morning, and then the week of Christmas. And, of course, what do you do during Christmas? You spread a little peace and love and happiness, and most importantly, give me presents. And so the address is P.O. Box, what is it? 1089. P.O. Box 1089, London. Yeah. On to Club Radio. P.O. Box. Yeah. Nick Abbott, that's the most important thing. Yeah. If presents come not addressed to me, then anybody could get them. And Nashville eat them. Whether they're food or not. Yeah. Don't send me food, because I'll just throw it away. You can't, in this business, you just can't eat food that gets sent to the post. So it's 1089. Yeah, Nick Abbott, Talk Radio, P.O. Box 1089, London, W1A, 1PP. That's it. Excellent. I'll bring my mince pies in and scissors to open all those packets that will be like pot pies. You're under pot pies now. Or pot pies. Yeah, I forgot about those. My memory goes. Is that stuff you've been spraying in your throat? No, it's the pot pies. Here is Manchester. Alan.
Hello.
Hello, Alan.
Hi.
Can you turn... Now, you go ahead. Turn my microphone down because I'm going to blow my nose.
No.
Well, I knew you were going to do that. What we have here is failure to communicate. That was excellent. What could you possibly have thought that I meant? Presumably he thought that when I said to you, put my microphone down, because I don't have the control of here, right? You're the man with the knob. Or at least that's what they said when they came back from the Christmas party. Exactly. And, see, I don't want to blow my nose on air. That's disgusting. You got in trouble back in July for doing what like that. I let a burp go. I remember that. Beauty. I got letters about that. I didn't get into trouble because I apologized profusely, and it was a mistake, but it wasn't beauty. It's probably the funniest thing I did in that 3-week stretch. It was fabulous. It was a thing of great joy. Because I pressed I've got 2 buttons here. One cuts the microphone out, like that. You compress it. But when you're blowing your nose, you need 2 hands. Exactly. So when you're taking your shoes off, you use your toes. Oh, to do that with? Yeah. I said to you, put my microphone down. The guy on the phone must have thought I meant to put the phone down. Could be. Now, what must have gone through his head? Because how did he think he was going to talk to me after he put the phone down? Telepathy, do you? He's telepathic? Well, something like that. Yeah. How about one in Cardiff? Callum?
Hello, we haven't got long, have we?
No.
Right, going back to the censorship thing, I think the problem in Britain is that we're too inhibited. You look at the rest of Europe, they don't care. I mean, like when you go on holiday, you see Germans, they're topless, they don't care. I mean, we're so inhibited in this country.
This time of year?
Well, I went to Tenerife not so long ago, but that's not the point. The point is,
2 points.
Sorry, you take away the violence and sex, whatever, from TV, from the films.
Yeah, and Blue Peter just wouldn't be the same.
No, not at all. Oh God, my train of thought is totally gone. Anyhow, oh dear.
Tick-tock.
Sorry, yeah, we've got this virtual sort of reality that keeps people from doing horrible things. You know, if you take that away from them, there'll be more crime on the streets. You were talking about Victorian England.
The cathartic effect of watching violence, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about Victorian England.
It lets it all out in a safe manner, just like travelling a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You get the same sort of buzz as you would from being attacked by a lion, but you just don't get any scratches.
No, we're talking about computer games as well. I mean, why moan about computer games? Surely it's far better to beat someone's head in on a screen than in real life.
Yes, I'll say.
So, I mean, all these people moaning, what are they moaning about? I've been listening all night in work and I don't know.
In work, rest and play.
What are these people moaning about?
I don't know. Are you ringing in to moan about the people that have been moaning?
Yes. So I'm a hypocrite. And British people are hypocrites and they're inhibited, and that is why we are in the state we are in. It's got nothing to do with violence on television, and it's got nothing to do with pornography. It's simply because we are far too inhibited, and we're going to end up pretty much like the States, where we're told to do this, told to do that.
Oh no, well, I have to disagree with you there. Americans have much more freedom of much more personal freedom than we do in this country. But as you said,
why do they have laughter on the sitcoms then?
Oh, I know. Talk about
laugh now.
Talk about annoying.
I know. It's I noticed that Friends.
That's got nothing to do with personal freedom.
No, I know. Sorry.
Well, Friends is filmed before a live studio audience. That's not laugh. That's not canned laughter. That's real people laughing.
But I never had it before, though.
Huh?
I'm sure I never heard it.
No. Now you're talking to a Friends expert. I've watched it from show one, and they've always had people laughing.
Sorry.
Ask me.
I sit corrected.
You sit correctly?
Yes. Yeah, I was. I think everyone has made the points I wanted to make.
Beautiful. Does that mean that you're history now on this show?
If you want me to be. Just one final point about the manga. You were saying about Japan. You were just saying about Japan.
Yes.
Over there, I mean, a chap mentioned about manga. Now over here, they're all 18 and 15 certificates. Now, over there, it is uncommon for adults to watch them. It is kids that watch manga films in Japan. I mean, now, what does that say to you?
I'm sorry, I was listening to the man next door who was telling me something important about this little show.
All right.
The
time, isn't it?
Whatever the question you just asked was, the answer is absolutely not.
Right.
And don't even think about it or call this show again.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much.
Bye. 0510. Oh, that's a stupid thing to say. I'm going to give the phone number out now, and I'm leaving the building. I'm on Elvis's tracks. So, there's a nice guy who's been hanging on forever. Dave in Middlesbrough, you need an excuse not to work on New Year's Day.
That's it, man.
Okay, well, that'll be what I'll come up with one tomorrow.
All right.
I haven't got time to do it now.
Okay.
But we'll have people call in, and between us, you will not be working on New Year's Day.
I'm phone about
Trust me. Excellent. All right. See you tomorrow. In Belarus, how long have I got? 20 seconds. People were beaten back by baton-wielding police on Tuesday. McDonald's opened in Belarus, and people believed that the food was free, but it wasn't. McDonald's is charging the equivalent of $1 for a Big Mac in Belarus, where the average monthly wage is $50. If you work that out in the British money, that means they're £40 each. It's Talk Radio's Write Your Own Christmas Check with the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday. We've got